Shot.
The U.S. men's national team beat Bosnia-Herzegovina last night to get its first World Cup knockout win since 2002. Next up, a match here in Seattle Monday night, 5 p.m. against their highest-ranked World Cup opponent yet, number 9 Belgium. The Mariners wrap up their series against the Angels tonight at T-Mobile Park. Bryce Miller's on the mound for a 6:40 p.m. first pitch, 5:30 p.m. pregame show right here on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. How about that win? Guess what? U.S. men's national team in the World Cup coming back to Seattle, where they are, by the way, undefeated. Getting into it now, U.S. men's national team beat Bosnia-Herzegovina last night to get its first World Cup knockout win since 2002.
Also would go long. Team Mayne, only man there, able to steer it to Adams, flicks it along Tillman. He's got Balogun making a run off him. Can he get around to that ball? To the deflection, Balogun scores! Slow Balogun, first to react to the deflection. He'll do the LeBron celebration. It's 1-0 U.S.
Ended up going up 2, and I was going to say Seattle. And the men's national team gets a win, coming back to Seattle to take on their highest-ranked opponent, number 9 Belgium, on Monday. Before we get to it, Bump, you were watching downtown. Tell us about your experience.
It was dope. I took the light rail again because I wanted to feel the excitement. And started at Sluggers, watched the first half there. And then I went into Pioneer Square. They got a big old screen, hundreds of people just watching it. It was electric, man. It was crazy. It was kind of a tease, right? Because the first goal, Balogun scores. And we have to say his name right. I'm tired of people calling him Balogun.
Oh,
that
it's
is
not Balogun?
It's Balogun.
Balogun.
You got to say, he's African. He's
Okay,
Nigerian.
okay. I
So,
respect that. Balogun.
Yeah, it's like people call me bump ass or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Don't call him that.
Yeah. But it was
Balogun.
cool, man. I played soccer with a toddler for like 20, 30 minutes. It's like you just get to know people.
How'd you do?
I waxed him.
Good.
No competition.
Exactly.
You have to learn early. Look, this is the way
right.
it is. This
Just
is
say
the way
you're
it
not
is.
made for this. You
You're
know
not.
what?
You're not.
D3, though.
D3. Ain't nothing wrong with D3.
Nothing wrong with D3.
I know a lot of good D3 players. NASA Chobe, D3.
I learned a
What's
lot
up?
when I was on a JV team. Just kidding. I
Exactly.
went straight to varsity.
Did you?
Mhm.
It's like 5 people on your team. That's why.
A little more than that.
But no, it was electric, man. It's my experience with the World Cup. The 2 times I went to the Egypt game, and then obviously downtown last night. It's just you're talking to people you don't talk to. You are high-fiving randoms. You're hugging randoms. I'm playing soccer with a toddler. It's the vibes are great. So I'm glad that it's coming back here on Monday, and we get to do it again. I'll be downtown again. There's no other way I'm watching a World Cup game anymore. If it's going downtown, I will be there.
I gotta say, there's something unique about this, right? And maybe it's unique to soccer or this kind of event. I've always appreciated that with any sporting event, there's a sense of random community where we were joking, and we have joked many times, that your long-lost best friend is the guy that you randomly hugged with Cal's home run to send Seattle to the playoffs and end the drought. Like, that's something, like, those are the random memories of, like, hugging and high-fiving strangers that are great. But there's something uniquely communal about a World Cup viewing experience. I live near a soccer bar, and it was people flooding out into the street where people at the gym across the street were watching. I don't know. That feels a little unique, and it's very, very cool.
It is. It's weird. Like, I've been around, Seahawks on Sundays, and those vibes are great. I've been to Sounders games. I've been to Storm games. I've been to the rugby team, Seawolves. I've been to Seawolves games. There's something special about this, man. And even if you don't like the sport, just go downtown and walk around. I mean, you see black, white, Asian, Indian. I was kicking it with the Belgians yesterday. They're cocky.
Did you say you're about to get this smoke?
Hey, they're cocky. They think they're gonna beat us. We'll see
Catch
what's
these
up,
hands.
especially with our guy getting that bogus red card.
Yeah.
But no, it's the vibes are great, man. And like I said, even if you don't like the sport, just go downtown, experience it. It's worth it.
Let's talk about that red card, and let's talk about this upcoming match against Belgium. So, like I said, the United States now going to face their highest-ranked opponent of the World Cup Monday, 5 p.m. at Seattle Stadium, a.k.a. Lumen Field. It's number 9 Belgium. Now, the good news, the U.S. men's national team has never lost at Lumen Field. They are 7-0. head coach Mauricio Pochettino.
This guy are creating a legacy in this country, and with that amazing fans, everything is possible.
Thank you so much.
Why not us? Why not us? Why not us?
The bad news, and you know it's coming. Flo Balungun?
Balungun.
Balungun. Sent off with a questionable red card. Let's dive in. This was the play.
We'll see what the final decision is.
Potential game-changing moment.
After review, the number 20 United States committee serious foul.
Yeah, it's going to be a red card.
The final decision is red card.
Wow.
I mean, he's bewildered and shocked.
Is it the right call?
I don't think it's the right call. I don't think, and this is me being unbiased here.
Broadcasters didn't think it was the right call, and neither did Pochettino.
For me, never is a red card. Watching after on TV, and never was the intention to step up of the player. That was a normal action in football that happened because by accident, and it's never intentional. That is why for me, it's never red card.
Okay, let's legislate the red card, figure out what they saw, why it went to VAR, why VAR had that ruling, whether or not it's fair. Then we'll get to how the U.S. team moves on without their star striker. So first, was the red card fair?
All right, so look, if you go by the rule of a red card, right, he clearly got Tariq, I believe the player's name was, with his cleats, right, metal cleats on his calf, in his ankle rolled. That's what VAR is looking at. They're looking at the cleats, the ankle, the roll, the calf. Like, it looks bad in slow motion. If you know the game of soccer, he was making a play on the ball. He did not intentionally go in to hurt that dude. Red cards are reserved for malice, for guys that's being dirty and going in and being reckless. There was nothing reckless about that play. Messi did the same thing and got absolutely nothing. And then when you go back and you look at red cards, yellow cards, you're not supposed to look at it in slow motion. It's supposed to be regular time, because obviously in slow motion, if you watch any play in slow motion in any sport, you're going to find something wrong, something that's probably illegal when we're talking about a contact sport. No, that wasn't a red card. By the letter of the rule, yeah, probably. But if you look at intent and him just trying to make a play on the ball, no, it was not a red card, man. And that is our best goal scorer right now, and it's unfortunate. And then here's some little tea on the side. That referee is a ref in the Italian League Serie A, and there are clubs that were trying to get him banned from reffing games because he makes some bogus calls.
So you're telling me Angel Hernandez threw a red card at Flo?
Pretty much.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Oh, yeah, man, it was bad. It was a horrible call, man. The young man was not trying to hurt that guy. If you watch the ball and you look at his foot, he's trying to make a play on the ball. Homie's calf was there. A foul, yeah, call a foul. Give him a yellow. But a red card, that's reserved for malice, and there was none there.
Why didn't Messi get it? Is it because it didn't go to review?
Because it's messy.
Reputation.
Messi. So we're talking
LeBron
roughing
gets
the passer
the
calls
yeah.
here. Okay.
Yeah. You think FIFA really wants Messi to miss a game? Hell no.
Absolutely not.
Balungu?
But he's the second. Isn't he the second leading scorer in the World Cup right now? I mean, I know he's not a superstar right now, but
Oh, yeah, he's second. Second or third.
Yeah,
second or third.
I know he's not like an absolute superstar universally, but he's been one of the stars of this year's World Cup.
Yeah, and our top goal scorer. So it was already going to be tough against Belgium.
Well, how costly is this now?
Oh, it's extremely.
Clearly costly, but
he's our guy. But you'll find a way. You have Reyna on the bench who might start and get some time. But other than that red card, it was great. And then they score 10 men down. You're essentially on a power play for the rest of the game. The ops were so, and you still got another goal. So good job, USA.
Okay, so what do they do without him?
Start somebody else and keep it rolling. I mean, what else can you do? The show must go on.
Okay, so if he's your leading scorer and if he's been central to what you've been able to do so far, you still have Pulisic, who's
you lean
I
on
don't know
Pulisic.
how healthy he is.
I mean, Pulisic is he's the creator up there. He for AC Milan, I don't think he scored this year, but he did create a whole bunch of opportunities. It's next man up like any other sport, but it's just that was a horrible call. Horrible.
I'm seeing some people say it was fair. Not on our text line.
No, if you're going by the rule,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at the play and you see that, He wasn't going in recklessly. He was clearly just trying to make a play on the ball. Just give him a yellow card. You don't kick him out the game. That ref is garbage. VAR was garbage in that moment right there.
Yeah.
And it's going to hurt us for sure.
I will admit that I'm not like the biggest soccer fan on the planet. And the fact that a play that's already doesn't show intent, that's kind of a controversial red card in the first place, that card also gets you knocked out of the following game is crazy. Yeah. And I know that there are people that fundamentally that watch every single event and they're like, well, duh, those are the rules. But as someone who doesn't routinely watch soccer, this is the dumbest thing.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest thing.
All bad. 253 points up. VAR made the call, not the referee.
Well, yeah, that's why I asked about Messi not going to VAR.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Either way, you got a shady referee involved. VAR just taking the human aspect out of the whole situation, not looking at the play as a whole. It was bad, man. It was bad.
949, good to know if a player runs up on your blind side and you accidentally step on him, refs are allowed to completely ruin game vibes and future game vibes. Can they still get Belgium here?
They could.
I mean, 7-0.
They could.
7-0 movement.
Yeah, they could. It's going to be tough, though. They have a Siki repping in Lukaku who comes off the bench. He's like 35. He's been doing this for a long time.
Love that for him.
And every time he comes off the bench, it seems like he's creating an opportunity or scoring a goal himself. I mean, Belgium, they're good. They're top 10 in the world for a reason.
Curtis, Bump is a huge soccer fan. He's been playing soccer and a soccer fan since he was much younger. You and I are not like routine, massive, hey, we are glued to every single match of a World Cup. I am guessing, though, that not only for me, but that's very much changing for you. Because I was watching last night I was furious. I didn't even know what rules I was complaining about. I was just standing up. I was like, this is ridiculous.
You do find yourself getting more and more into it the further and further Team USA goes, and I'm super pumped for Monday. I think that's going to be one of the greatest sporting atmospheres this city's ever seen. And I mean, we've seen, a handful of NFC Championship games.
Mm-hmm.
Last year's ALCS was a madhouse as well. I tend to think Monday might pass them all in terms of environment. Like, it's not just going to be in the stadium. It's going to be all throughout the city. It's going to be all throughout the country. And I think maybe too, all of this kind of coinciding with 4th of July weekend, and it's going to extend the weekend another day into the 6th. Like, I can't imagine many people are going to be at work on Monday here in town just because of what the chaos of downtown will be. But I mean, this has been just an incredible ride, and I think it really helped everybody kind of dive in with this team. The very first match, blowing out Paraguay the way that they did, 4-1, where everybody was like, okay, like, maybe this team is worth paying attention to. And then they continue it in their win over Australia here. They lose to Turkey, but like, it was a game that didn't have much in terms of stuff to play for because you had already clinched your group. But now, like, you're in the round of 16, which you've been here a couple times before, but have only ever advanced to the round of 8 one time in World Cup history. You can do that with a win here. Like, that's history. And you hear Pochettino say, like, why not us? I mean, crazier things have happened. I'm really glad you ended with that and ended with the cut we played earlier, the quote from him, and the historical context, because that's where I want to wrap this up before we get to headline rewrites. Curtis and Bump, there are people listening right now that aren't massive soccer fans, and they're like, hey, I'm just waiting for you to get to telling me about Bryce Miller's start tonight and about Seahawks offseason, maybe NBA free agency. Completely understand. Totally get it. Like, not every sport is for every single person. But the historical context of what's happening Monday here in our city, in Seattle, is massive. Curtis noting the last time stuff like this has happened, Bump, add a bit more historical context, including like the expectations for this team and how this team has kind of underperformed and what this moment could mean for them.
This is the best U.S. team I've ever seen. Curtis points out they went to the semifinals once in 1930. The very first World Cup.
And it was a great year. You know what I mean?
People were like, oh, who are these guys? But
the Great Depression was, they're still kind of depressed back then.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. 29 was kind of when it really
Prohibition
hit.
Still around back then?
Now, I want to say we got the right to vote not too long before that. So
1933 is when Prohibition ended. So they still
we
were not
wildin'.
on moonshine back then.
Bump. You were saying.
No, this is just great. It's the best team we've ever put together. And there have been some greats, man, from Landon Donovan to Dempsey to Kobe Jones, Eric Winalda. I mean, we've had some names, right? But collectively as a group, this is the best team we put together. And what I like about this World Cup, too, is you look at these teams, right? And like a team from France, all those dudes are immigrants, right? Netherlands have immigrants. The U.S., we have immigrants. Like, it's cool to see just how diverse these teams are, right? They're repping a country, but they come from everywhere. And I think you can look at the fan base and see that in the fan base, too. It's just it's been fun. Canada has advanced for the first time. I want to say the Sweet 16 because I'm so used to March Madness.
Yeah.
To the round of 16. It's historical. If they can beat Belgium, I'm not saying they're going to win this thing, but they've already made some noise. They could really shake things up.
Well, and that's kind of my pitch. Now, if you're already a fan, a sports fan, soccer fan, I don't have to convince you of anything, and this is kind of a wasted 30 seconds. But if you're not, this is just the last thing I'll say. If you're a sports fan, and all of you are because you're listening, even if you don't love soccer, you probably love history.
Right.
And you probably love the idea of seeing something that you haven't really seen or something that people will talk about many, many, many years from now. I'm not promising that's going to happen Monday, but it could. And it could happen the week after, too. Totally worth checking in if you haven't been.
For sure.
You absolutely should. Again, because it's Monday here in Seattle. That's actually happening here in Seattle, 5 p.m. Monday. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, real
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, the Mariners go for a sweep tonight against the Angels. What's the real headline?
A fitting opponent because this series feels heaven sent. They haven't had a sweep since they played the Diamondbacks at the end of May.
Why didn't I hear that when you were prepping? I didn't hear that.
I was workshopping a couple.
All right. I like it. I like it. We'll take whatever we can get. All right. 6:40 goes down tonight. I appreciate the Mariners taking the day off and allowing us all to focus on the USA team. Now it's back to business here. Bryson Miller is going to be on the mound. Let's get it rolling. A sweep. When's the last time you said a sweep?
End of May against the Diamondbacks here in Seattle also. But
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It has unfortunately been too long. It's been a month since the sweep. Unless I'm missing one. I don't know. That was what Curtis said, so I just assumed it was true.
It's been a
Checks
month,
out.
yes.
Okay.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, the 76ers stunned everyone yesterday by acquiring Jaylen Brown from the division rival Boston Celtics. What's the real headline?
I'm not gonna lie. When we saw this news, we thought it was faker than Jaylen Brown's hairline.
Ooh-wee.
What a blockbuster.
Spray painted on.
Now, what do you guys make of this?
I mean, we knew Jaylen Brown was gonna dip. They were trying to get rid of him. There's the relationship between him and the Boston Celtics haven't been great. And granted, he did everything he could this year. Tatum was out. He led the team in scoring, got them to the number 2 seed. Jaylen Brown has been great, but Jaylen Brown also has a big personality. He's very outspoken, and maybe that rubbed the Celtics the wrong way, but it seems like the last 2 seasons they've been trying to deal him. So now he goes to Philly, and he's teamed up with Maxey. You got Joel Embiid over there as well. On paper, they look like a formidable opponent, but the Sixers always find a way to trick it off.
Is there a marriage so far around the league that doesn't make sense to you guys? A player that was acquired via trade, via free agency, where you go, I just don't see how that fits. Or a team that moved on from someone and you go, I don't know what this team's plans are. I have no idea what they're doing.
LaMelo Ball in Minnesota, that just kind of seems redundant with what Anthony Edwards is.
Those dudes are crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to be wild in Minnesota. Me and my Lakers, like, what are we going to do? Yeah, we got Luka. LeBron's not with the squad. You can split his contract and get 3 players, but what 3 players are going to make you better than having LeBron? Trust me, I am not mad LeBron is leaving. I can finally cheer for my Lakers the way I want to cheer for them.
Yeah, and the GM can finally do his job.
Exactly. But you're not going to get better without LeBron, so we're going to have to chill for a little bit.
What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are reportedly getting married tomorrow, possibly at Madison Square Garden. Possibly not, but what's the real headline?
But it's the off season, so how are NFL fans going to complain about this? That's what I don't get. You know what I mean? It's how are you still going to complain about Taylor Swift when she's not being shown for 10 seconds at your game?
Getting married at Madison Square Garden is a flex.
I don't think it's happening.
You don't think so?
No, Curtis and I have a conspiracy theory.
What is it?
That
she's tricking us.
That she's tricking us.
It's
a
so
diversion.
Rich.
It's with the okie doke.
So
Gotcha.
I've seen another conspiracy theory, Curtis. The other one I've seen is that Madison Square Garden will be where she airs for her fans, like a wedding, like a movie almost.
She's gonna sell tickets to view her wedding.
Yes. Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past her. She sells just about everything. Like she'll release one song and then release like a piano cover of it, an acoustic cover, like 5 different versions of the same song.
Yeah. And people buy it.
Yeah, and she goes number 1 with every single version of her song.
Absolutely insane. But I just don't think that Taylor Swift would actually get married at Madison Square Garden, but also like the stuff that you're hearing about where they're rolling out a purple carpet, they're gonna have castles inside. I'm like, this feels like a concert and not something that a 37-year-old woman would actually have for
She's
her
37?
wedding. Well, she's turning 37.
I know we have the same birthday.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, December 13th. Both of you.
I'm actually
and
invited
Jalen.
to the wedding, so I got the invite.
What are you doing here?
And it's gonna be at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you guys can kill all your conspiracy theories.
Still not buying it. Someone said she's also dang near 40. I don't know exactly what that means, but that was going to...
She's getting married.
Yeah, okay. But that's going to my point of why I don't buy that that's actually a wedding she would have. Because there's what she's marketing herself as, which can be whatever you want. Your audience spans several generations, so it's fine. I don't think that's actually her. I do not think she'd have a purple carpet and castles at her wedding. At a concert, sure, not at her
What's
wedding.
her connection to New York anyway? Like,
She
why
sold
would she
out
have
a
it there?
bunch of shows at MSG in a row. I think she holds like some kind of record for most consecutive shows sold out. At
She's from
MSG.
Pennsylvania, ain't she?
Yeah, but everything's so close in the Eastern Seaboard. I think she's from like the Philadelphia area.
I think she's going to get married in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island?
I think, yeah, somewhere on the coast, Martha's Vineyard, something like that.
I think that's the move.
I think she should go to Vegas and just do it there. Real American-like, you know what I mean?
I love that.
Chapel.
Yeah, just a random
I think
place.
Dave Sims is invited.
For sure. Yes. It's not. I think he's
He doesn't have
officiating.
any ties to either of them, but I mean, he's a big deal in New York City now.
I think he's officiating.
Hey now.
Well, I guess we're here because two people get married, huh?
Still, just complaining about the Yankees still. Let's hope it turns things around for New York's offense. Taylor's got more hits than the Yankees over the last 6 games.
Gosh,
That's baseball season.
That's baseball. My new favorite thing to say about anything. All right. We're on Mariners for a little while here and then going to have some fun at 11 with Kenny Mayne. So coming up at 10:45, we're going to say something in defense of the piggyback. Before we get to that, MLB will announce its All-Star rosters on Saturday, July 4th. So who are our Mariners All-Stars so far this year? That's next.
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
How do we assess this Mariner team? What do we do?
The main guys that you need to carry the water here, Cal, bad first half, okay? Julio has struggled of late. Donovan has been a non-factor. Naylor hasn't had a good year. I mean, that's the explanation. If this team's going to get back to where they were last year. And they can still do it. The fixes are there.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
Do you need a new roof? Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate and secure $500 off your project this summer. Our technicians build a custom plan to ensure a high-quality roof installation every time. 3Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Long days call for lots of golf. Hey, it's Graz here, encouraging you to book a tee time between 5 a.m. and 8 p.m. at your local premier course, like Bellevue, Bill Wright, Cedar Crest, Inner Bay, Jackson Park, Lake Padden, Legion Memorial, Linwood, and Walter Hall. In Western Washington, you know you're never far from a premier course. It accommodates all skill levels, and with affordable rates, you can book a tee time and truly enjoy the summer. If you're not in the mood for walking, play Top Tracer at the range at Inner Bay, Bill Wright, and Jackson Park. Play the courses. Play Premier.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More.
Fast internet speed. He's got the gigs to blow big, bring him the game.
Right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop. This quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service, and speed in select locations only.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. So much more than just physical and hand therapy, though, Shannon. You guys, holy smokes, do you have a lot of specialty care?
Yeah, Brock, we do. You know, obviously our nuts and bolts is good old musculoskeletal, but we have a lot of therapists that do advanced certifications in specialty care. And that's important because we can treat the whole population. We can treat your neighborhood. We can treat your family. And those specialty services range from neurovestibular care to dry needling, sports medicine, hand therapy, pelvic floor, vestibular rehab, lymphedema, you name it, we have that service. Again, we're about taking care of the whole family and the whole family's needs.
Remember, IRG, they're in your neighborhood. I'm talking over 40 locations and new additions in Wallingford and the WAC as well, that Washington Athletic Club. You can find them in person. You can find it online at irgpt.com. That is irgpt.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Mariners and Angels tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
MLB will announce its all-star rosters on Saturday, July 4th. Happy Independence Day weekend, by the way, everyone. So we don't know who they are yet, but we can guess who ours would be. So this is someone who, and you can pitch a couple guys here, someone who you either think will, or maybe you think, yeah, I think he'll be snubbed. I don't think they'll look at him, but I think he's an all-star for this team right now. So that's who we're covering right now. So who are your Mariners all-stars this year? You can text in your answer, 866-979-3776, and I have Ryan Divish answering that. Before I get to his answer, Bump, who's maybe your greatest Mariners all-star, your front runner?
If we being real, Randy is an all-star. Randy has been playing the best ball on this team consistently all year. That's an easy one. It has to be Randy, and then I'm looking at, of course, 44, Julio. He has the star power. He's played decent enough baseball, and it's, you know how this thing goes. It's a fraternity, right? Once you get in, then all you got to do is play some decent ball, and you'll probably get invited year after year after year. I think Julio has entered that realm of player to where you just expect him. We have a decent season, he probably should be in. But Randy's a guy. Randy should be in. If he does not get in, I will be extremely disappointed.
My answer for who absolutely should and probably won't is Randy. My answer
You think he won't?
I don't think he will. I mean, maybe. I think it's likelier that Julio does just because of name recognition. He's a great personality. The face of he and Cal are the face of the franchise, I think, to people outside of Seattle and certainly in Seattle as well. I would not be shocked if Julio was an all-star, even though he's had a very disappointing June. But he had such a great May. He had 10 home runs in May.
Yeah.
And he's still on track for a pretty good season. I think there's a great case to be made for Emerson Hancock, and for that matter, I think there's also a case to be made for Logan Gilbert, which sounds crazy because Gilbert really since that elbow/forearm injury he suffered, what was it, against the Giants last year, pretty early in April or so, hasn't been quite exactly the same. The Logan Gilbert that we saw when he first came out was oh, this guy, he could pitch a complete game.
Right.
This guy can eat up innings. Got hurt, wasn't quite the same when he came back, had some up and down moments this season, but has just had some stellar outings. Fastball velocity is up. Fastball usage is up, attacking the zone more than he has in years past. And so his overall numbers on the season aren't absolutely amazing. But I think that you're seeing a lot of improvement over his last several starts. To me, he has been a big part of reason to feel excited about the rest of the season and where this team can go.
Yeah, I like it.
And Emerson Hancock is a little more self-explanatory, where it's he's been their best pitcher.
Yeah.
I don't need to do too much when it comes to Emerson Hancock here. He's been their best starter.
Yeah. Cole Young should be, but probably isn't. Cole Young leads the team in RBIs. Defensively, he's been great. His power numbers have been up. My man has been in that weight room. He's gotten stronger. That's a guy for sure that should get it, but probably is not going to get it. But if he were to get it, I'd be like a proud uncle. Look at that young man. Look at Cole.
Defense has been phenomenal.
The
defense is really, really, carrying some of the war. But his offense, I mean, when you read the other day that stat about most RBIs on the team, I wouldn't be surprised if I don't have numbers in front of me to look at clutch hitting and in certain situations and who's been best with runners in scoring position. My gut would tell me it's Cole Young because he's just come up big in some of those moments.
He's been clutch. And just defensively, that's not even really his natural position. He's really a shortstop. He got moved to second base so they can get him out there, obviously with Jorge Polanco moving on. But he's been the biggest surprise for me. He was solid last year. I think he has a couple of walk-offs, little bloopers out in the outfield and winning ball games. But the development, he's a guy that you can tell took the offseason really seriously and locked in, gained some weight, came back ready to go. I like Cole.
Here's what Ryan said.
I mean, I really, right now, it's probably just Randy. I mean, I think Cole Young has an outside chance. Julio has an outside chance. And I was talking with Adam Jude yesterday, would Julio go again, or would he use the All-Star break to refresh and reset because it was so big for him last year? I think Cal Raleigh will use the All-Star break to his advantage. We don't really know because so many guys opt out for different reasons, health reasons. And, then you have pitchers that can't go because of when their start day is. So, it could be the entire Toronto Blue Jays roster will be on the team based on the voting that we've seen. But No, I think it'll be Randy for certain. He'll be their one rep and then go from there. But
That sounds like Ryan Divish in a beautiful Montana field, calling in to Lefko and Charlie filling in for Brock and Salk. But he says Randy. He's with you on this one. I feel like Randy sometimes doesn't get the respect he deserves, so I wouldn't be shocked if he was slighted. But he's been their most consistent bat.
Yeah, he's an interesting player because you look at his numbers, you appreciate it, but then his style of play scares me a little bit. It's like he's almost reckless at times, and then sometimes it feels like he doesn't give you 100% effort. Randy is an interesting player, but there's no denying what he's been for this team, right? His on-base percentage is the highest on this team, highest batting average on the team. He got 8 or 9 bombs as well. Randy should be in. If Randy doesn't get in, then I will be extremely disappointed.
I do think it's interesting. Here's the thing. I don't think that Seattle has on their roster in their rotation like league-wide ace. The guy, like Paul Skeens, who I know is actually struggling of late, but Paul Skeens, Mizrowski, Garrett Cole's been there a million times, but like someone where the rest of the league goes, oh, that guy, Verlander, he's obviously going to be an all-star. He's obviously going to be on that roster. He's leading the league and fill in the blank. Strikeouts, whip, ERA, whatever it is. But they have a top 5 ERA in baseball. And this actually gets to a separate debate that we've had. It was when we were talking about whether or not they should add Tarek Skubal and like how far does depth get you in the playoffs versus having like a star pitcher. You know what I mean? But it would be a bummer if not a single starter was at least an all-star because as a group, they have been the single best part of this season.
Yeah, the most consistent. Everyone's taking their turn. Miller has had his moments. Logan's had his moments. Kirby, Wu, even Castillo. I know we're. It's crazy how the perception of Castillo has changed so quickly in like the last year or so. But no, someone on this in this rotation needs to be a representative at this All-Star game. They've been too good collectively.
Would you go Emerson Hancock?
Right now,
yeah.
I probably not. You know what? I'll probably go Logan. Honestly, I go Logan.
I've just been so. Emerson Hancock has been phenomenal. Bryce would be a great candidate if he was eligible or had been here long enough, or was someone. He's looked so phenomenal in his return, and is starting tonight. So you get another look at him. I've been so blown away by what Logan has been able to do over his last several starts.
Yeah, one
of those a little bit tricky. Didn't quite have it in that one, but overall has just found something. I'm sure closely tied to his fastball usage that's above my pay grade, but it's been I think a breath of life. No, that's not what I'm looking for. A breath of fresh air.
There you go, breath of life. Keep breathing.
It's like the Lord.
A breath of fresh air.
Breath of life.
Oh, I don't know what I was saying. That I think has been really exciting. So fun to see Bryce Miller tonight. But yeah, those are our choices. That's Ryan Divish's choice. And I'm guessing that most people would probably agree on a few of those names. You are listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Still to come, Kenny Mayne's joining us at 11. We're talking World Cup, Seahawks, NBA expansion, and the future of the Sonics. The Mariners coming off their best season ever and how they respond to a slow start. So much with Kenny, who's joining us in about 20 minutes. Coming up at noon, we're taking a look around the NFL before we bring on Ryan Rowland-Smith. Got a lot to talk about with Ryan, including him correctly predicting a fix for the Mariners. It was very cool to see against the Angels. So he'll join us at 12:30. Coming up next, I will admit that we've complained about the piggyback, about the team's usage of Castillo, and the piggyback in general has been met with quite a bit of controversy. But I am going to say something in its defense. That's next.
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
How do we assess this Mariner team? What do we do?
The main guys that you need to carry the water here, Cal, bad first half, okay? Julio has struggled of late. Donovan has been a non-factor. Naylor hasn't had a good year. I mean, that's the explanation. If this team's going to get back to where they were last year. And they can still do it. The fixes are there.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Explore the American Supercar and British Motorcycle exhibits at Mayne, America's Car Museum. Coming up in July, First Responders Appreciation Day, drive-in movie night, cars and coffee, cruise-in, and more. Dates and tickets at americascarmuseum.org.
We expect our information in real time. U.S. Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. U.S. Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. For the Puget Sound, that means local service including burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and custom security designed to work with business operations. Bay Alarm has real people rooted in your community looking out for your business. After 8 decades and 3 generations of family ownership, our promise is still the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
The Front Row Card Show is coming to town, and Seattle Sports is giving away 2 VIP tickets with 480 tables of cards, comics, and collectibles at the Tacoma Convention Center July 11th and 12th. Enter now at seattlesports.com/win.
A bases clearing 3-run double by Josh Naylor.
Are you planning an event this summer? Make it unforgettable at T-Mobile Park. Mariners suites and group tickets are perfect for any occasion. Fundraisers, school outings, work parties, family celebrations, and more. Enjoy customizable catering, flexible setups for 14 to 400 people, and epic game day views, all with the help of a dedicated Mariners rep. Get ahead and start planning your event today at mariners.com.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-822-1490. That's 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that honey pepper pimento sandwich.
And that pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle-dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. I thought, girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Even though I'm talking about the piggyback and I'm talking about pitching, I'm going to start with this little nugget that was on ESPN this morning. ESPN ran a story about MLB's trade deadline and a potential fit for the Mariners. They pitched a trade for Wilson Contreras. But this is the stat that they included along with that. Seattle is hitting .208 and ranks last in OPS against southpaws. Since the live ball era began in 1920, the only full-season team with a lower average against left-handers was the 1968 Yankees, who hit .204. That's abysmal and very interesting, but it definitely needs a fix. So I want to start the segment by saying Seattle desperately needs to trade for a right-handed bat. And Contreras is interesting. There's some other names that have been thrown out. Taylor Ward as a very intriguing fit. Seiya Suzuki, who could be not just a good fit for you, but also a fitting trade partner. And that brings me to what you're going to give up. The most popular thing I've seen is to, trade Castillo. There's not a place for him. He hasn't been as good this year. Trade Castillo. I'm not opposed to that, but my stance has always been that contract makes things very, very difficult. You aren't just going to be able to deal Castillo straight up and make it easy. You're going to need to include something else or take on some of that salary or do something to incentivize another team. Another thing you're going to have to do is keep Castillo's value as high as it could possibly be. And I've been thinking a lot about the things that I don't like about the piggyback. What I don't like about it was the lack of communication. Bump, you actually highlighted this and completely convinced me on that one. That the single biggest flaw was the lack of communication. That your starters and all your players need to know what the plan is, know what's happening, and know that you're sure of it. The piggyback itself, or going to the six-man right now, I didn't like because it didn't feel decisive, and it didn't feel like direction. But if you are going to package Castillo in a deal, he is more valuable as a starter than he is coming out of the bullpen. So that's me thinking on it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. You don't want to you want him to stay attractive. You want him to be appealing to other teams.
Yeah. He's already got a massive contract.
And if you put him in the pen, that's not going to do that for you. And as the season progresses, you start trying to figure out, okay, what direction does this team need to go and what can help us get there? And what helps you at the trade deadline is value. Players need to hold their value so you can go out there and try to make a move. What move is that? What'd you say? You need a right-hand bat is what you said, or left-hand bat?
Right-hand bat.
Right-hand bat?
Badly.
So it's a ever-evolving situation it is with these Mariners. Remember, we started the season with Castillo as one of the guys, right?
Yeah.
He is one of the guys, but now he's viewed a bit differently just because of his struggles. So it's a game that you're playing. You're telling teams across the league, look, we have too many starters over here. We have too many starters, and there's one that's a bit older that still has some juice left in his arms, and he could help your team. So what do? You piggyback him, you keep him in that rotation, so he keeps his allure, right? His shine. But internally, we have certain feelings about how he's been performing.
Yeah.
And if we were to move along from one of these starters in the rotation, it's probably him at this point. So yeah, the piggyback allows him to stay in the mix. I don't like it for the team, but it could be beneficial for the team later once you get to the trade deadline.
Well, it allows you to keep all those other guys ready. I'm not saying the team's going to trade Emerson Hancock, but let's say that contract and his age was far more appealing to another team and could get you a bat that could make a big difference. Well, not putting him back in the pen is also a great thing. So I guess what I'm saying is It's completely worth it to me and makes sense, but only if you improve.
Mm-hmm.
Only if you make it worth your while. And only if you very regularly communicate the plan. Don't leave a pitcher wondering why and when he's getting pulled. Everyone needs to be on the exact same page. And you can't be hurting your team. I think that's like the line that we wondered if the Mariners are tiptoeing. You know what I mean? Hey,
Yeah.
Bryce has been phenomenal and has given up 2 hits, no runs. Do you really want to pull him? Or that's where the critique of the piggyback has really come from.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a delicate line, but I don't mind it so long as there's some kind of solution. Here's why else I don't mind it. I'm going to feel away if Castillo continues to really, really struggle. But I'm intrigued by Kate Anderson. I'm intrigued by Ryan Sloan. The Mariners don't seem super excited about the idea of having those guys go straight to the pen. Last year I would have said, and certainly starting this year, I would have said that moving on from a starter is a massive mistake because issues with your starting rotation is what ended up costing you in the playoffs, I think. Yeah, not consistent offense, not getting a ton from the body of your lineup, but like Cal was still hitting, Julio was still hitting. The problem was your pitchers weren't as good as they should have been, I think. And you didn't get regular contact, but pitching was part of it. So I could see a team not wanting to run into that mistake again. But this time around, you've got a prospect who might be able to come up if you get someone hurt.
Yeah, there's a break in case of emergency situation with these arms. And what's the goal at the trade deadline? The Mariners have done a great job the past several years at the trade deadline making this team better. And to make a team better, you have to let something go that might not be favorable when it comes to fans. I mean, I got people texting in right now saying, look, I wouldn't trade Castillo. All right, so what do you do at the trade deadline to get better then? Like, what do you do? It's interesting because the one area where they're the strongest, they got some young men waiting in the wings, waiting their turn, getting ready to go. We've seen the promotion of Emerson at shortstop. We've seen the promotion of Cole Young. The Mariners have shown they're not afraid to put these young guys in the mix and see what they can do. If you want to get better at the trade deadline, you got to let something go. And if you're looking at the 6 guys in the rotation right now, that's probably the one that I would let go is Castillo. As bad, as much as it hurts, I hate talking about guys getting traded and leaving and stuff because I know what that's like. I know mentally what that does to somebody, and it's not a fun thing to do. But at the end of the day, it's about winning ball games, and you have to have an attractive piece that you're willing to let go. And I look at all the pieces in the rotation right now, and unfortunately, that's probably the piece.
They just put themselves in a position to badly need that bat, too. So it's just a sacrifice that they are going to have to make, and include probably absorbing some of that money. If you get past the deadline and you don't move one of those guys and your bullpen still has some question marks, yeah, I'm probably going to be looking towards like, hey, how do you help your bullpen? You know what I mean? Like, how do you kind of move this around? Mostly I just want a plan. That's what I was desperate to see. So for a while, the piggyback felt like, I don't know what the plan is here, but I can see the vision if what you're hoping to do is to get that righty bat, because, oh my God, those numbers I knew they were bad. I didn't know they were like no other team since the 1968 Yankees bad. I didn't know that. That's an interesting stat. And one that's a little painful.
Yeah.
So yeah, as we inch closer to the deadline, we'll talk about some more of those names. I mentioned Seiya Suzuki and Ward and Contreras, but we'll do much deeper dives and talk with experts about who they think could be a match for this team. Not quite there yet. Today's pitching matchup brought to you by Eastside Exterminators. Bryce Miller takes on Angels righty. Is it Walbert? Walbert. Okay, I thought it was okay. Walbert Urena in tonight's series finale. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Kenny Mayne joins us next.
Seattle Sports, home of Brock and Salk, morning 6 to 10.
Can we please stop crowning the Rams already? The season hasn't even begun yet. I think it ignores a whole bunch of stuff. We've seen teams try to put together these super teams before. I can't come up with the last time it actually worked. And oh, by the way, I've talked about this a bunch. They didn't add Myles Garrett. They upgraded to Myles Garrett. They lost the guy in Jared Verse, who was also a very good player.
Watch live or later on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Looking for a new Mazda? Check out Mazda of Everett during the More to Move You sales event. As the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, they have over 700 new Mazdas in stock and are known for always offering the Mazda of Everett price. Awarded Mazda's President's Award 13 years in a row and ranked among the top 20 Mazda dealers in the USA for customer service. Shop at 11409 Highway 99 in Everett or MazdaofEverett.com. Dealer awards and rankings based on Mazda USA reporting and data.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
For a lot of workplaces, the work week doesn't end on Friday. That's why there's EasyCater, the best way to order food from favorite restaurants for your hardworking team, even on weekends. With EasyCater, you'll find great options for any group size and any shift, with tools to help meet dietary needs, stay on budget, and simplify expenses, all backed by our award-winning 24/7 support. EasyCater, your Monday through Sunday workplace food platform. Start an order for your weekend crew at easycater.com.
Ooh, that face. Quantum Fiber Internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Hey, Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum Fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum Fiber Internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change presents Wisdom from the Road.
Summer means wide open spaces and a whole lot of extra miles. The last place you want your engine to give out is halfway to nowhere. Out here, low oil or a weak battery is just an ambush waiting to happen. That's why every oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change includes an 18-point maintenance check. These techs are trained to help spot issues early and keep you riding easy.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Change wisely.
Deep to right field. Going, goodbye baseball.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a view that's a real home run, check out right field. Make that the dump yard. Sure, it's a great spot to see our fearless outfielders fly, dive, and slide.
Wow! Victor Robles makes the catch!
But you might get to flash some leather too, because the forecast in the dump yard always calls for rain. Raining big dumper home runs, that is.
Number 60, the magical tour of Cal Raleigh just continues.
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
Don't miss this week's Cal Raleigh Funko Pop giveaway. You have one last chance to score this one-of-a-kind collectible when the Mariners take on the Angels tonight at 6:40 at T-Mobile Park. The first 10,000 fans will head home with this must-have Funko Pop. Lock in your seats and check out full lineup of special events at mariners.com.
Hey, Chuck here at Frank Lumber the Door Store. You know our customers have a lot of fun with trying to figure out new and creative ways to use closeout bifold blanks to fill their needs. They can also be used as small double door units, access doors that are pre-hung, and even bypass doors. And with thousands of closeout bifold blanks in stock in Marysville and at our Bargain Barn, you can put your creative DIY mind to work. Come visit our showroom and Bargain Barn in Shoreline or on Cedar Avenue in Marysville. Also, be sure to check us out online at franklumber.com.
Law Tigers was born from a passion for the open road. Over 25 years ago, they saw a community that has each other's backs. Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and I've been riding for quite a while now, and I tell you, it's nice to know these guys are in my corner if I ever need them. Law Tigers was built by riders for riders, protecting what matters most, your freedom, your family, and the ride. They're here 24/7, 365 days a year because riders deserve real support whenever they need it. Your case evaluation is always free, and there are no fees until your case settles. They're going to help you get your bike and your gear repaired or replaced because they know how much those things mean to you. So if you're injured in a motorcycle accident, give them a call, 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, or visit lawtigers.com. Again, that's 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. Because every ride you take, your freedom could be on the line. With Law Tigers, you never ride alone. Law Tigers, Washington's motorcycle lawyers. Cook Law Office, PLLC, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The U.S. men's national team beat Bosnia-Herzegovina last night to get its first World Cup knockout win since 2002. Next up, a match here in Seattle, Monday, 5 p.m. against their highest-ranked opponent yet, number 9 Belgium. Tonight, the Mariners wrap up their series against the Angels at T-Mobile Park. Bryce Miller's on the mound for a 6:40 p.m. first pitch, 5:30 p.m. pregame show on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Talking World Cup, talking NBA expansion, and plenty else with the legendary Kenny Mayne joining us right now. Kenny, how's it going?
You guys are pretty desperate, huh? I'm like the fallback. Like, God, we got nobody. He's from here.
Absolutely not. It's because we know that you have an opinion about absolutely everything, and we're desperate to hear it.
Honestly,
and I need some of your answers.
I don't have as many as you're supposed to have at my age or the stuff I've done, because I just liked what we used to do. Like, the show was the sports, like, what happened tonight? Here's what happened, facts and some entertainment, we hope, as opposed to having some big opinion whether the Mets middle relief is sufficient. You know, like, I don't know about the Mets right now.
Is that your biggest opinion right now? Yeah. What's your biggest opinion right now?
Biggest opinion?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's a recency bias for sure.
Okay.
But I don't know soccer like some of my friends know it. I love watching the sport, especially at this level. But, you know, it wasn't in my blood. You know, I played football way back when. And so I don't know all the intricacies. However, that didn't look like a red card. And I would have said that had it been the other team doing it to us. It looked like aggressive play for sure. It's almost like one of those things where there's no rule until there's a problem. It's a little bit, it's sort of like ESPN's old social media policy. If a problem happens because of what you did, then that's a problem. But if it didn't, then it isn't. So that's what it reminds me of with regard to a red card for that play. It seemed much, and then we lose them for the next game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kenny. That was bogus. Even the novice soccer fan could see that was not a red card. Have you been able to experience the World Cup at all? Been out and hang out with the people? What's your experience been like so far?
Yeah, it's been. I got to go to the Bosnia game at Seattle, whatever date it was, with Qatar, or however people say it these days. But the atmosphere is crazy. I missed the Australia game. I was flying to Seattle for the Seahawks event, and just flew in. I hadn't planned to actually be there, and saw it on the airplane. But I'm going to go Monday.
I was just about to ask if you're going to be here Monday. Well, I know that you mentioned, look, I'm not like a diehard fan, but how do you like our chances without our star striker?
It doesn't help, but there's other people. It's always the same, you know, it's like any other sport, right? The old cliche of next man up, right? They'll do a couple things a little different than they had planned, and I'm sure they're prepared, you know, right? Anytime you can lose a guy by injury or a red card in this case, you know, I don't think they're like, oh no, we have no chance. You know, it's just, all right, we'll have to be a little different, you know. Number 10 will do some things, I think. It's just been fun, and it's kind of, it reminds me a little bit, and this isn't a put down at all, but you know, like when you watch Olympic sports that you don't watch except for when the Olympics come on again, it's a little bit like that to some people. But the fact that everybody's gotten on board, all these community events, you know, the pop-up mini stadiums to watch, the watch parties, the parade, you know, and I think what it really says, it's like we're doing it despite our government, despite FIFA, despite everything. We're showing up as regular people, treating visitors the right way. I know there have been a few incidents here and there, but hell, there's a fight every NFL game. So like, you know, I wouldn't say there's been any major blemishes that way, right? Most people are like, wow, these are nice people from this other country. Let's treat them respectfully and welcome them like the way we're supposed to do it, right? And we've been doing a great job at it.
Switching over to American football, what did you make of? Did you think the Hawks would have the season they had last year, and what are your expectations for this year?
I won $4 million in the predictive markets because I had them last July, and we went all. No, I thought I remember being asked that because you get people always like, what's the over under on wins, and I remember saying 10, 11. Like I thought they'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they take it. The thing is, there's all the usual suspects, and then there's a couple that shine through, and then the playoffs start, right? So like anything can happen, and they just got the right vibe going. They love their coach. They seem to really be motivated by him. Defense is, reminiscent of the one that we all talk about, from the old days. And in fact, even it goes back to the defenses Chuck Knox days. They had some hella defenses, Kenny Easley and Jacob Green, all these guys, right? So that's kind of been the core of Seahawks success, having a really good defense that makes problems for the other side. And then you get your players, making enough plays on offense. And I'm not saying they got carried that way. I think that was incorrectly stated because our offense was solid up and down anyway. So, they'll be in the playoffs again. I have no idea what happens after that as far as predicting what's next. It's hard to predict what's happening in 2 days right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I always love the take about that a defense carried the team when you had the offensive player of the year. It's like it doesn't quite check out for what we saw, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of an unfair criticism. Often, they said that about Russ. They said that about other players through time where, like, that's part of the game. I mean, hell, you could say we have an amazing punter, and maybe he was the whole thing, right? And we actually do. Thanks, Australia.
The Mariners are kind of in the opposite boat this year where my expectations, maybe unfairly, were much higher. I didn't think like, oh, my God, World Series Sharpie. But I thought, wow, this is their most complete roster I can remember seeing in some time. Let's see what ends up happening here. And they've had just not only a lot go wrong, but just haven't been executing and playing well. And it's been a really disappointing first half. How are you feeling about the team right now? And where do you think this season kind of got off the rails?
Well, I think we were pretty high. We missed getting the World Series by literally one pitch, right?
Yeah.
Like, had that. And I didn't hate the move. He'd been pitching well. It just happened. It's always funny in baseball how you blow a strike by somebody at the knees, and they're like, what a pitch, 104 miles an hour. And then the next time somebody hits it out, and they call it a mistake. So hindsight is 20/20 in that regard. I don't know. They had kind of a weird season last year until they got good, right? We were doubting them through most of the summer until they kind of turned it on after the All-Star break and started being pretty dominant. So it's a long season. I mean, I never played baseball that much, so I can't even imagine the wear and tear of 162 plus the preseason plus the playoffs. Like, sometimes it takes a while and shake off some of the stuff that's not working right. And I still have faith in them. Obviously, the high we were on last October, this feels different. But again, don't take yourself there. Take yourself a year ago last summer is where you got to put your mind because they still got all those games to play.
Good point.
You've been around a lot of athletes, Kenny, over your years working at ESPN and whatnot. What do you think mentally Cal is going through right now? Being on top of the world last year, commercials, all this attention towards now. He's struggling. What do you think he's going through?
I missed half that question. Other than I used to work at ESPN. Something went bad with our phone connection.
I said
I'm sure it was a dynamite question, but I'm ready for it. Go.
I said you've been around athletes, obviously working at ESPN for all those years. What do you think Cal is going through mentally? He's on top of the world last year, and this year he's struggling.
Yeah, I mean, the quarterbacks who do that, right, have some incredible season, and the next year they get picked 23 times, right? Like, I'm not saying he's having that season. I just mean it's not going how it did. But, he has a great attitude. I'm sure they're still trying to figure it out, right? It's not like one half of a season should define you, nor should a great season before. Like, that's not it forever either. But like any other sport, you got to go prove it again. But I have faith in that guy. He'll find it again.
Hey, Kenny, I want to talk NBA expansion, in particular, an opinion I keep seeing circulated about it. So before we get to just whether or not you think, like, hey, this is going to happen, it's here, what do you make of the take that it's bad for the league and is diluting talent? Because I'll admit, I'm not like a diehard NBA fan. I haven't watched as closely over the last 15-plus years for obvious reasons. And so when I heard that take, I just thought, what are you talking about? But is it fair? Do you disagree?
You should ask Ask Jamal Crawford that question, because I think the players will say there's enough talent internationally. You know, like what's the draft? You'll hear guys drafted from teams you've never heard of, from, you know, the Under Armour Academy. Like people are coming from all over the place, not the old conventional way of playing at Kentucky for 1 year. So I think there's plenty of talent. It shows up when we play these international games, right? We used to have a walk in the park. Now it's like there's good teams all over the globe. So I don't think it's a dilution problem. I don't know. Right now, it's just a procrastination problem. We've been ready. We had the gym that they wanted, right? That was the complaint, that the old Coliseum and Key Arena. I still like the old Coliseum personally. I kind of fall back on what I grew up with, but there's no way they can deny it's a viable city. There's no way they can deny that the gym isn't good enough. You know, I've gotten a little cynical with it all. I'm sorry. I'm usually pretty much an optimist about everything, but wake me up when it happens. Like, I don't want to get all jumping up and down that he might have said that we might be getting, you know, they've been saying that for 5 years or more. So I used to go, when we first sold it, I went to Starbucks for a little bit, and I would say, give me 2 shots and the tears of Fred Brown. And the barista didn't always get that, but I felt I made my message.
You mentioned basketball here in Seattle. It's amazing to me that, you know, they've been kind of dangling this thing in front of us for all these years, especially with all the talent that comes out of here. What was your fondest memory of Sonics basketball?
Oh, man. So I'm old, as you know. So my dad worked at the airport. He worked for United. So he would make friends with the officials. And to save their taxi money, he made a deal with a couple refs. We'd pick them up at, you know, the Sheraton or wherever there was, Hyatt somewhere, and take them to the gym. And then we get 2 free tickets to the game. So some of my greatest memories are like being a little kid, riding with my dad, driving with 2 NBA refs, asking really impertinent questions. And then, of course, Lenny Wilkins was my favorite player. Then they traded Lenny to Cleveland, and he came back as a Cleveland Cavalier, and the whole place rooted against the Sonics for Lenny that one night. And he told me, other than the title in '79, that might be like his greatest, just the love he felt, you know. And we just lost him recently. We lost Gus Williams, we lost Slick Watts, and I think I'm leaving out. I apologize. Through these last years, you know, those are like my core memories. Being a little kid in high school or junior high, one parent would drop you off, the other one would pick you up at 11. There's no cell phones, right? And just having that Seattle experience. We grew up in Kent, so we were only, you know, 15, 20 minutes away. But that was so cool watching all that. And then obviously later, when I got into college, that's when they had the title loss and the title win, 78, 79. Getting to brag to all my teammates. I was at UNLV now, and all my guys were from Inglewood and Crenshaw and Hawthorne, and so they were all Laker fans, and we beat them on the way to playing the Bullets again. So, I mean, it's really like a whole lifetime of memories, I guess, is the best way to answer that. So I'm hopeful one day soon it happens again. Meanwhile, we got a bunch of good teams to root for.
Well, a related note about kind of hoping that the NBA does make this happen. I've always just assumed, like, oh, maybe Seattle's just so not in the eyes of a league or capturing attention. But do you think it's as overlooked, Seattle, as it used to be as a sports market, or is that changing?
Oh, no, I don't know how it can be. You know, they have everything. Honestly, I don't know. I'm not on the inside of it, but I think it's just all, they're figuring out how much we're going to tax these guys to get a team. Like, who's going to be the owner? How's it, you know, I think they're down to the politics and the financials more than they are, is Seattle a good city to have a team? You talk to ex-players or current players even who did get to play there. I guess they'd have to be really old. Maybe could LeBron have played? Yeah, it could have been him. I mean, they all miss Seattle. They miss coming there. It's a great place. And like you were saying earlier, there's just such a great amount of local talent. A lot of them have gone on to the league, and look what Jamal Crawford's now doing. And you know, the Pro-Am. I don't know if is he having it this year? I don't even know. He didn't for a year or two, but I know he's putting a lot of time into his son. But that was amazing, too, just seeing all the people. Kobe came, LeBron came, all these players came and played over there at SPU and had this great little, you know, month-long tournament. So we have the foundation for it. We have the gym for it. We got the crowd for it. You know, there ain't much more to argue about. It's just when are they going to do it?
Tell me about your We Need a Fourth golf podcast with Cooper Manning and He recorded with J.R. Smith earlier, man. He's a stick, man. He can play.
Oh, yeah. And his story is just remarkable. He was such a good guest. We just taped him. And so it's me, Cooper Manning, the more handsome of the Mannings, and Kevin from The Office. That's Brian Baumgartner, who's a really good player. He's like a 7. So the three of us, we started about a year ago. The first thing we ever did was in Scotland. We all got to go to Scotland thanks to Travis Matthew and play the Old Course and Jubilee and the Castle Course and lose money to Brian. And it was, the Scots are so nice. You know, just being over there was amazing. And so we tape every week or so. And, you know, we've had a good list. We've had real players. We've had athletes who love golf. Austin Reeves, very good player. He was one of our first guests. But JR's story is amazing. You know, he finished his NBA career, and he said he was just kind of like, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? I'm still young. I don't know what I'm doing. And he had been playing some golf, and he just put his mind to it. In addition, he'd always promised his mom he'd go back to college. He never went to college, right? He came straight out of high school. And he ends up going to college, getting a degree. I think it was 4 Point. And he was a star on their golf team. And it's just a great story. You know, like a lot of guys say they'll go back and finish. He went back and started. And I think he's going for a master's now, too, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, he's solid guest. We're under the Smartless umbrella. That's Jason Bateman and those guys. They do their show, and we're like one of their little satellite shows that's trying to get off the ground here.
Well, check out We Need a Fourth. I already know Bump is going to listen. He loves talking golf. If it were up to him, he'd have you on here for another 25 minutes just talking about, I don't know enough about golf. So I was going to use examples, but I can give you nothing.
I'm trying to get better. So I never had a real handicap. Like they'd be, what's your number? I was like, I don't know. I shoot like 90-ish or whatever. I'm a bogey player. Like not terrible, but not good, right? And so they made me sign up. I got the official thing now. I got to input my scores. I have a goal for the end of the summer. I'm not quite there yet. But it's fun. I've gotten to play with those guys a few times. We got to play in the Netflix tournament down in L.A., and we did Scotland, which I mentioned. I played with Brian in San Diego, so we don't get together physically as often as we'd like. But, yeah, we're trying to do that. We'd love to get LeBron. That'd be a good guest because JR predicted that he will be a scratch golfer 2 or 3 years after he quits basketball. He's that motivated. Yeah.
Laker and golf fan Bump sitting up straight right now.
Hey.
Looking for We Need a Fourth. Legendary Kenny Mayne. Thanks, Kenny. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, Kenny.
Thanks for having me.
Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game. What former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Seahawks got a B- offseason grade. You agree?
No. B-. The big issue was, according to ESPN, was letting Boye Mafe walk. Then walk. He's got more money. He went and got more money. But no, I would just give it a B. I think that when you're a Super Bowl champion, things like this are going to happen. Your team is, even if you're not a Super Bowl champion, your team is not going to be the exact same team that you bring back last year. Now you add that you are a champion. Everybody wants a piece of that. People wanted Kobe Bryant. They wanted Reek. They wanted Boye. They wanted, who else left? Ken Walker. This is just the cost of doing business. But I would give him a solid B. I don't understand the minus. According to the article, it was because of, like, it sounded like they said they chose Derek Hall over Boye Mafe.
Yes, that's what it says.
And that's not really what happened. It's just the contracts worked out better for the Seahawks by keeping Derek Hall and letting Boye walk. So, no, I would give them a solid B. I don't look at their offseason and feel like they let one get away. You know, because I understood why they didn't want to pay Ken Walker. I understood why they didn't want to give Reek, $14 million, $15 million a year. Everything that they did, every move that they made or didn't make, made complete sense to me. So, no, I give them a solid B.
Yeah, and you got to think about that new contract for JSN. You know what I mean? Like last year, you had that guy playing on his rookie deal still with Devin Witherspoon as well, who you're going to give a contract extension to. I really liked the way you worded it. We talked about it a bit off air yesterday with it's unfair to characterize it as choosing Derek Hall over Boye Mafe. 2 great guys you drafted and developed. It's choosing one contract over the other. And it reminded me a bit of the ways that last year's trade of Geno Smith and of DK Metcalf and then signing up Cooper Kupp. It's like, it's so much more complicated than you brought in Cooper Kupp to replace DK. That's not actually what you did.
Yeah.
But sometimes how it's worded. Second down. What do you want to see from the U.S. men's national team Monday?
You have absolutely nothing to lose. I want them to come out with that tempo and intensity that they had against the team starts with a P.
Para away.
Yes, I want to see that intensity. Balungo is not going to play, obviously, in this tournament, or excuse me, for this game. Hopefully, you win the game and he can play the next game. But it's the wings. They got to attack him on the wings. There's got to be a lot of runs going up and down the sideline and crossing the ball and just put it in harm's way. When I was coming up, I played soccer. Our coaches tell us, look, just put the ball in front of the net. You put the ball in front of the net, good things are going to happen. He was an Englishman from Sussex, and he used to tell us, man, shoot as many times as you can, put the ball in harm's way, and good things are going to happen. Sometimes you just get lucky. The U.S. team has 2 own goals so far this year, in back-to-back games, the first team to do it in X amount of years. But, yeah, just be aggressive. Be low-key reckless to start the game, because that's when you set the tempo. And when you lose a guy like Balungon, there's going to be someone has to step up. We'll see what that is. Hopefully, I want to see Pepe. It's this young man. He's 23 years old. He started his career with the U.S. national team, and he was supposed to be the next big thing. Kind of taking a step back the past couple years. Let's see if he can do his thing.
Third down. Speaking of football, what about the women's game is better than the men?
Women do not flop. They don't flop. They don't roll around the ground. I see a guy gets his ankle stepped on. He's grabbing his knee. I see a guy get hit in the chest. He's grabbing his head. It is just so dramatic watching these dudes play. Like, every foul requires surgery, it seems like, with these dudes. But you watch the women play. They just don't do that. I don't know what it is about them and how they play the game, or their mental makeup, to where they're not begging for calls like that. I love watching the women play. If you have not watched the U.S. national team play with the women, there's some dogs out there, man. Trinity Rodman, Dennis Rodman's daughter, is on the squad. Go Cougs. But no, it's an aggressive game with 10 times less flopping, or no flopping at all. We were talking to Charlie and Mike in our transition, and Charlie and I were talking about that. It's just they don't flop. So men, take it off from the women. Stay on your feet. Unless it's a legit
It's my least favorite part of the game. And when broadcasters are like, rolling around in a lot of pain, you're like, I promise he's not in pain.
Yeah.
He's looking for a card right now. But I wonder if, I'd be curious to know if for the women, it's just you technically have to play a bit differently, or you're looking for different things and they're just slightly different ways to get an advantage. Or I wonder if there's a little bit of like fighting against gender dynamics at play, knowing that like, I don't want to I don't want to give people ammo. You know what I mean? Like, you have to prove you're tough and prove you're strong in a way that's just assumed for male players. And so, I don't know. I wonder how much of it is kind of like a conscious effort. So, very interesting. I hate flopping too, though. It's so cringe that it's uncomfortable, and I think that you have to grow up with it to not feel uncomfortable watching it. It's still fun, though. Go U.S. Fourth down.
Go U.S.
We were joined by the legendary Mayne. Anything stand out from the Kent native?
Yeah, a couple of things. He mentioned that there's enough talent in the world for the NBA to expand, and I agree 100%. I mean, you just look at how close teams play the U.S. when it comes to the Olympics now. It's not like 96 in Barcelona when Jordan was out there just killing fools. Or was it 92? It's a bit different. And also, he said, this one really stood out to me. He said, like, the world is coming together despite a whole bunch of things, right? Like last night, I was just hanging out with Belgians. Could barely understand them, but we're going back and forth. Never met a Belgian before, so I'm going to take this opportunity to get to know them. I was walking around, I saw the tallest dudes from Senegal I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what they're doing in Senegal. I saw like 5'6" dudes just walking around town and stuff, and I'm having conversations with them. So I think it's cool that despite all the nonsense that's going on in the World Cup is bringing people together. And it's been fun to be a part of that downtown.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up next into the timeline, an NBA stunner and a Mariners prospect update.
Seattle Sports, home of Brock and Salk, morning 6 to 10.
Can we please stop crowning the Rams already? The season hasn't even begun yet. I think it ignores a whole bunch of stuff. We've seen teams try to put together these super teams before. I can't come up with the last time it actually worked. And oh, by the way, I've talked about this a bunch. They didn't add Myles Garrett. They upgraded to Myles Garrett. They lost a guy in Jared Verse who was also a very good player.
Watch live or later on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And summer in Western Washington, you know, it means trips to the beach, summer barbecues, little golf, that vacation maybe you've been looking forward to. Well, when you take those pictures this summer, Don't you want to look and feel your very best? Eastside Weight Loss Clinic can help, and trust me, you can do this so fast. I lost 15 pounds just in the first 2 weeks, 35 pounds after 8 weeks. How about that? There's time, so what are you waiting for? Schedule a 15-minute, no-obligation consultation right now at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Here's what to expect. Safe, healthy, sustainable weight loss, no exercise, no pills, no injections, no surgery. You're eating all real food that you buy at the grocery store. You will lose weight, and you will look and feel your very best. That feeling, it's just on the other end of your 15-minute consult. What's the secret? You'll find out in only 15 minutes with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Schedule your quick intro today at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Explore the American Supercar and British Motorcycle exhibits at Mayne, America's Car Museum. Coming up in July, First Responders Appreciation Day, drive-in movie night, cars and coffee, cruise-in, and more. Dates and tickets at americascarmuseum.org.
Listen every morning to Brock and Salk for Need to Know, powered by Marquee Data. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to learn more.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Mariners and Angels tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way
way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
First story in the timeline. The Jaylen Brown trade to Philly was a stunner in the NBA yesterday, especially because Brown and new teammate Joel Embiid aren't too fond of each other. In fact, a clip resurfaced yesterday of Brown calling Embiid a flopper.
I mean, this is my personal opinion on basketball. Some of y'all might disagree. You know what I mean? But argue with your grandma. Flopping has ruined our game. Joel Embiid is a great player, one of the best bigs in basketball history. Flops. He know it. This ain't breaking news. This ain't, you know what I mean? It is what it is. I can clip it up. Like I said, y'all can post it on these paid accounts that y'all, these bot, whatever. That's just my opinion.
Jaylen doesn't sound bothered if Joel were to learn about it. So how much of an issue is this really going to be? Real question. It's a real question.
They'll have a conversation. I mean, they probably already had words or whatnot, but now you're teammates and you're getting paid to do a job. You don't have to like the person to work with them, honestly. It does affect chemistry on the basketball court. I think of all the sports, chemistry in basketball is huge, right? Because you're feeding off of one another. But I think that when it's all said and done, they're going to respect each other as basketball players and just show up and do what they got to do. And Embiid is a flopper. I mean, he's European. You know what I'm saying? He's a flopper.
Look, it is what it is. Not lying. You can't. Is it the end of the world if new teammates didn't like each other before? Remember when Jimmy Graham was acquired by the Seahawks and he and Bruce Irvin had that huge thing during the this wild card divisional round? I think divisional playoff game when they nearly got into a fight, had to be pulled apart on the field, and then they kind of restaged that fight in the preseason as a joke. I mean,
everything's good.
Look, everyone's rich. Once you're on the same team, it is what it is, unless someone came out and was talking about your mom.
I think in football, it's easier to hide beefs like that in a locker room because there's 53 guys.
Yeah.
There's just so many guys. In basketball, it's 15. It's a much closer group. Chemistry, I think, in basketball matters more than probably any other sport just because of how small the roster is.
Yeah. As for Celtics superfan Bill Simmons, he may have had the worst experience of anyone finding out about that blockbuster trade.
So I didn't have a reaction pod to this Jaylen Brown trade yesterday because I was getting a colonoscopy. And it was supposed to be last week, and I screwed up the prep. And the time they had was July 1st at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And if I didn't take that time, I would have gone July 15th. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I can do a Thursday pod. I'm going to get knocked out. So I'm watching the World Cup game and then go in. Had a very similar experience to UCR where the guy said, right as I'm about to get knocked out, he's like, where do you think LeBron's going? I'm like, I don't know, maybe Denver. And then I'm out. Wake up, and all I want to know is what happened with the World Cup game. And the guy's like, oh, they just had penalty. There's a penalty kick. And actually saw the penalty kick and whatever. Come out. My wife's waiting to pick me up. And she goes, they traded Jaylen Brown. I'm like, I had just woken up from anesthesia. And I'm not, as you guys know, not really coherent. And I'm like, where'd he go? And she's like, to Philly for Paul George and 2 first-round picks. And I'm like, I think I'm dead. I think I died. The anesthesia killed me, and now I'm a dead person.
A surreal feeling that must have been to be coming out of anesthesia, completely just unsure of where you are or what's happening, and then to hear blockbuster trade news. I'd probably have the same reaction. Am I dreaming?
Yeah, it's like when someone wakes you up with a question, and when you're knocked out and you're trying to get yourself together, like, what are you saying to me right now? I would assume that's the same kind of feeling. I've woken up in anesthesia and felt like I was in a completely different world. So I feel him.
You guys ever try to stay as part of a conversation when you're falling asleep? You know, you're hanging out with your friends. I used to do this when I was younger all the time, and I had 2 roommates. We'd all be on the couches, like, watching TV, but I'd still want to be part of the conversation, so I'd be falling asleep, and you just go, yeah, and you're saying nothing that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They just walk, they, like, carry you back to your bed.
Yeah, they're like,
it's like my
okay,
girls,
whatever. Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. What your toddler children are doing, I tried very much to do, because you just want to participate, you know. Anyways, that's probably how Bill felt.
FOMO.
Moving on, Malik Tillman's free kick was an incredible moment from last night's win in the round of 32. The Telemundo call of it, unsurprisingly, goes crazy.
La carrera de Tillman. Ahí va Tillman. ¡Gol!
Best call you'll hear on that anywhere, I promise.
Since I was a kid, he's been doing that. I think it's the same guy. But I used to watch Telemundo as a kid, watching soccer games in the Mexican League and whatever was on. And since I was a little boy, I swear that's the same guy. Same tone, same feeling. If you can understand soccer or understand Spanish, watch a game.
Yeah.
Soccer game in Spanish. It's so much more colorful and expressive. It brings the game to life, man. It's fun.
You guys see Malik Tillman on stage, by the way, with a bloody sock?
Yeah, I did see that.
That looked gnarly.
That looked
gross.
Look, when the blood is seeping through the cotton sock.
It's like, dude, go get sutured up and then do your press conference. We don't need you out here all bloodied up.
No, or like not even just a new shoe, some slippers. But no, he said, I'll walk out, only socks, still covered in blood. Shout out Malik Tillman. Next up, sticking with the World Cup, Fox's Alexi Lawless says head coach Mauricio Pochettino is doing something better than previous U.S. head coaches before him.
Sometimes coaches and international coaches in particular are kind of mercenary. And we were talking about this on the post-game show. I think Mauricio Pochettino has grown into the American culture. And I think we have embraced him, but I think he has equally embraced us, and maybe even more so. And he has immersed himself and tried to understand it. I think he has gained a tremendous amount of respect for what we are, and I think a tremendous amount of knowledge for what we aren't as a soccer-playing nation. And I think he has kind of harnessed all of that to try to get the best out of it. But to see where he came from and to see the pride that he feels, this is anything but a mercenary. I think even if he were to leave after this World Cup, which is a likely thing, I think he is going to take a piece of America with him, not just by what happened on the field, but by this whole experience.
I love that.
I think, and it's his style of coaching too. If you look at the way his teams have played over there in the English Premier League, it's a very aggressive game, right? It's a attack type of game. And for the duration of a season over there in the EPL, he wears teams out. But in a tournament like this, when you're only playing maybe 6 games or something like that, it's absolutely perfect. I love his demeanor on the sidelines. I love his fits. Look like he's wearing like a Dickie suit, you know, from head to toe. And the confidence that he's instilled in our players is great, man. I mean, he is exactly what this team needed. Like I mentioned, there's so many players from different countries and different accents and whatnot. And he's embraced it. I wish he can go deeper into how he's embraced our culture, because I know that he's had conversations with them and he knows them on a different level. So I wish I knew a bit more about exactly what he's doing within the locker room to embrace the culture.
Well, he was belting out Country Roads last night after the game. That's one. That's the anthem of the other anthem.
I like the idea though of like being a guy where it's like he may not continue to be here, and this is certainly not something where he came up doing this specifically with Team USA. I keep saying that like it's the Olympics.
Well, he looks like he's having way more fun than like Greg Berhalter ever had.
That's what it's just like, really taking ownership of what this moment means for a lot of Americans is very cool.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I hate that song, but I'll sing it every time it comes on.
Country Roads.
Yeah. I don't like it, but
that's fair.
It's like necessary. Like you have.
Yeah.
You're at a sporting event, you have to sing that song.
You simply
Well,
have
that
to.
and Sweet Caroline, those are the two that get the people going.
Yeah.
I don't like Sweet Caroline.
But you'll sing it
Yeah.
in a bar if it comes on.
And I'll especially do
at
the
a Mariner game.
bop.
Yeah, exactly.
That gets
So
all the
good.
emotion.
So
So
good.
good. God, maybe I love Sweet Caroline. Dang it. Next up, Jerry DiPoto was a guest on Tuesday's Mariners TV pregame show and said if and when Kate Anderson or Ryan Sloan are ready, they'll likely bypass AAA altogether.
We always think that the most logical thing to do with our best starting pitcher prospects is continue to develop them in a good pitching environment, which we have down at Dickey Stevens Park in Little Rock. I'm sure there'll be an opportunity to get Kate up here to Tacoma, but like all those others I mentioned before him, I think between Logan and George and Wu and Bryce, they took one start in Tacoma on their way to Seattle. So there's a reasonable chance that he's making his way to the Pacific Northwest at some point. He's just been that dominant. But right now we do have to make sure that there are innings for him to throw here without creating even more disruption than we're experiencing right now.
I'm excited to potentially see Kate Anderson throw a few of those innings later this year.
You know what we always say? Let them play.
Let them play.
Bring them up.
Time for the IRG Injury Report, brought to you by IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Luke Raley, dealing with that forearm, has missed the last 2 games. Lineups will be announced following our show, which ends at 2 p.m. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. We need to see something very specific from the Mariners this weekend. That's next.
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
How do we assess this Mariner team? What do we do? The main guys that you need to carry the water here, Cal, bad first half, okay. Julio has struggled of late. Donovan has been a non-factor. Naylor hasn't had a good year. I mean, that's the explanation. If this team's going to get back to where they were last year. And they can still do it. The fixes are there.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
Dave Wyman joined by another Swedish cyberknife patient to offer a glowing endorsement of their prostate cancer treatment. Tim Hunter, a lifelong local radio host, underwent Swedish cyberknife treatment for prostate cancer. How did you hear about Swedish cyberknife?
Well, it was this familiar sounding voice on the radio telling me about it, and so I thought I'd investigate that. Everything I heard was what I wanted to hear, and so I reached out.
What's it like to go through the cyberknife treatment?
You do a 5-day-in-a-row stint. You go to the Swedish hospital. They say set aside 45 minutes for each treatment. It's really only about 35 minutes of that little robotic arm dancing around you. There's no pain involved. It's just a matter of listening to music in headphones and trying your best not to move.
Looking back on your Swedish cyberknife experience, what stood out?
It was too easy. It was just too easy. I went through it and I just went, that's it.
Treat prostate cancer with Swedish cyberknife. Swedish.org/cyberknife prostate.
Cyberknife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change presents Wisdom from the Road.
Summer means wide open spaces and a whole lot of extra miles. The last place you want your engine to give out is halfway to nowhere. Out here, low oil or a weak battery is just an ambush waiting to happen. That's why every oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change includes an 18-point maintenance check. These techs are trained to help spot issues early and keep you riding easy.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Change wisely.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More.
Fast internet speed. He's got the gigs to go big. Bring him the games.
Right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop. His quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service and speed in select locations only.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
This summer, go electric and save big at Toyota of Kirkland. The all-new Toyota CHR delivers 338 horsepower, standard all-wheel drive, and up to 287 miles of range. Check out the Toyota BZ, the EV SUV built for the Northwest. Their expert team is ready to walk you through every feature. Take a test drive today and take that car home the same day. Visit their incredible showroom today at Toyota of Kirkland. Summer savings are happening now. ToyotaofKirkland.com.
O'Brien.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Quickly, let's go around the diamond. The Mariners go for a series sweep tonight against the Angels. Pregame is at 5:30 p.m. on Seattle Sports, 7:10 a.m. and the Seattle Sports app. First pitch at 6:40 p.m. That's Around the Diamond, brought to you by Klein Jewelers Edmonds. Bryce Miller gets the start. The Mariners have, to me, Bump, a very specific task this weekend. Now, I haven't told them this yet, but this is what I'm thinking. In my mind, I always want to see a team play with fire and urgency. But, think about this. You have a chance tonight to get your first series sweep since the end of May. Since the end of May. Your last series sweep was against the Diamondbacks here in Seattle. This time it's against a bad Angels team. This weekend, after you, fingers crossed, sweep a bad Angels team, you're facing the team that knocked you out of the ALS, that dealt you one of the most heartbreaking blows you've ever felt. And whether that's individually, the players on this team, or the fan base and franchise as a whole. That was devastating. I hate the Blue Jays forever. They're not having a great season either. In fact, they're having quite a disappointing season, arguably more disappointing than you, considering that they've got more payroll. The Mariners, I think, need fire. They need to pile on. It's what I loved about each of those games so far against the Angels individually, piling on by quite literally adding runs later in games and adding multiple runs per inning. But they also need to pile on, in my mind, in terms of just being a little more ruthless. I think we need ruthlessness, excitement, fire, whatever it is.
What does that look like to you?
To me, it looks like being in the game at all times and present at all times. Look, I know Cal's not having a great season, but when he said play a full 9, I think that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like adding runs in the 6th and 7th and taking advantage of a bullpen. It looks like getting really excited when things go right. It looks like awareness on the base paths at all times because you know the situation you're in because it really matters to you. And I'm not saying that any of this doesn't matter to professional players. It matters to them far more than it does to me. It's their jobs. This is to me a series that I had like circled when the season started, not knowing anything about what the Mariners season would become. I just thought, man, over 4th of July weekend, you're playing the team that dealt you this like heartbreaking blow. I really want to beat them. I really want this team to beat them. And they're not good this year either. They're struggling too. So I guess I want to see some fight. In fact, I want to see quite a bit of it.
Yeah, I'm with you. This is you got to take advantage of opportunities, and this is an opportunity to do, like you mentioned, do something you haven't done since May, you said?
End of May,
right? Take care of the little guys and just ride the wave. Sometimes all it takes is a series, a game or two, an at-bat, a catch here, a throw there, just to lock back in and feel the good vibes. Like when I was on my golf tour last week when I was gone, right? Last week, I know you missed me. You texted me every day. She didn't, not once. It felt, like the swing was feeling good, and it felt good off of one round, and you try to carry it over to the next round, and ride that wave. This is what the Mariners need to do at this point because they're tied for first in the AL West now. We're panicking, or people were panicking for a day or two because the Rangers were up, and sometimes it takes a lesser opponent to make you feel like you're better than what you really are, right? And you convince yourself you're something you're not. That's what athletes do, unless you're one of the all-time greats, right? Athletes convince themselves of something they're really not at the time, and you trick yourself. And it's like when I used to run a mile in high school or middle school. I used to hate running the mile. I hated that thing, but I would trick myself. After one lap, I go, all right, only 3 more. After only 2 more. Instead of I would count down, and for some reason, I got in my brain and it made it that much easier. So let's do that, right? Let's convince ourselves that the Angels are a good ball club and that we're playing against a good team and we're getting it done, and ride that wave, man. A lot of this is mental, man. As athletes, the mental hurdles you go through on a day-to-day basis is crazy. I don't think a lot of people understand some of the stuff they go through.
Are there specific guys going through mental hurdles that you kind of think about where you're like, I wonder what he's going through right now, and I wonder what this is like?
Obviously, Cal. My man got to be going through a lot. This time last year, you remember how we were talking about Cal?
Yeah, he had, I think, 34, 35 home runs.
On top of the world, right?
Chasing 39 before the All-Star break.
It's crazy what 365 days can do to you. So he's the main one I'm concerned about. And then pitchers, too. I always wonder what they're thinking when they're not hitting their spots. The release doesn't feel good to them. Like Munoz at one point. Munoz went from he can do no wrong in my eyes, I believe in him 100%, to a little shaky, to now he's back, so he's throwing gas and stuff. So the mental part of this is huge because we know this team has talent.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that. Munoz throwing gas feels like fight to me. And I know that's just his profile as a hitter, like the fastball especially, but like something about that just feels like fight to me. Guys reacting to getting to first, like just some kind of like reaction between batter and the dugout sometimes feels like fight to me. And that may not be the case for everyone, but like those are kind of the weird, indescribable things I'm looking for this weekend. Curtis, to you, if I'm sitting here going, being man yelling at clouds, but saying like, hey, I need to see some fire. Like I swear to God, I had this series circled on an actual calendar for like, let's check in here and see what this is about. Both teams and both fan bases have been very disappointed this season. I don't know that Vlad has a home run in Toronto.
I think he finally got one.
Yeah. But I mean, it's been a weird season for both of them. But I'm going to ask you the same question Bump asked me. I think it's a great one, Bump, which is, what does fire look like? What does urgency look like? What does turning it on here and playing with some pride look like?
I think it looks like not having, uncompetitive at-bats. I think it looks like not rolling over. It looks like, in a one-run ball game, like let's say you're trailing by 1 or 2 runs, it's not just like, well, we can't get the bats going tonight. Like, why bother coming back in this one? Let's just pick it up tomorrow because you're running out of tomorrows. You need to, get big hits in those moments with runners in scoring position. Like, we have talked about it a lot, just how frustrating it has been to watch this team with runners on and just kind of like, well, they're going to be straining a lot of guys here. Specifically, I want to see Josh Naylor hit like 3 or 4 home runs this weekend. I think that would be awesome, especially because I think his season, there's been a quite a bit of disappointment in terms of individual seasons so far. I think his gets a little bit overlooked because of Cal and how disappointing his season has been. But Naylor, I mean, your OPS isn't over 700. You only have 8 home runs right now. Last year, he was so good in clutch moments. He was so good, getting extra base hits. And right now, it's leaving a lot to be desired.
Yeah. That is what I'm tasking the Mariners with this weekend. I'm sure they're listening to me.
They are. They always do.
And why wouldn't you know? And
ear to the streets.
I'm going to be honest. This isn't news to them either. I'm sure that they know this too, and they don't need me to say this. I wonder how many of them are also looking at the Blue Jays and probably playing with a little bit of pride this weekend. Coming up next, we're going to take a look around the NFL. We're getting back to the Mariners at 12:30 with Ryan Rowland-Smith. Hype Train coming your way at 1:30. And get your questions in for What I Need to Know. That's coming up to close out the show, 1:45. But you can text them in anytime, 866-979-3776. Look around the NFL next.
Seattle Sports, home of Brock and Salk, morning 6 to 10.
Can we please stop crowning the Rams already? The season hasn't even begun yet. I think it ignores a whole bunch of stuff. We've seen teams try to put together these super teams before. I can't come up with the last time it actually worked. And oh, by the way, I've talked about this a bunch. They didn't add Myles Garrett. They upgraded to Myles Garrett. They lost a guy in Jared Verse who was also a very good player.
Watch live or later on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
What does baseball and Klein Jewelers have in common? Diamonds, of course. Hi, Andy Klein here. Sure, we love baseball, but we love diamonds even more. Why? Because our diamonds sparkle and last longer than 9 innings. Every diamond is hand-selected for maximum brilliance, quality, and value. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds also has a big selection of engagement rings, wedding bands, diamond and gemstone fashion jewelry, and one-of-a-kind custom designs. Swing for the fences and shine with Klein.
All right, summer's here at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Mike Salk here, and you can check out upcoming shows like the Pop 2000 Tour with Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC, O-Town, Ryan Cabrera, and LFO on August 1st. If you need a laugh, comedy legend David Spade visits on August 15th, or you can relive the 80s with pop sensation Taylor Dane on September 6th. All the tickets are at snocasino.com. You can experience luxury with breathtaking Cascade views, world-class dining, and play your favorite games. Elevate your next getaway. That's Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
Dave Wyman joined by another Swedish cyberknife patient to offer a glowing endorsement of their prostate cancer treatment. Tim Hunter, a lifelong local radio host, underwent Swedish cyberknife treatment for prostate cancer. How did you hear about Swedish cyberknife?
Well, it was this familiar sounding voice on the radio telling me about it, and so I thought I'd investigate that. Everything I heard was what I wanted to hear, and so I reached out.
What's it like to go through the cyberknife treatment?
You do a 5-day-in-a-row stint. You go to the Swedish hospital. They say set aside 45 minutes for each treatment. It's really only about 35 minutes of that little robotic arm dancing around you. There's no pain involved. It's just a matter of listening to music in headphones and trying your best not to move.
Looking back on your Swedish cyberknife experience, what stood out?
It was too easy. It was just too easy. I went through it and I just went, that's it?
Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife. Swedish.org/CyberKnife Prostate.
CyberKnife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Cascade Machinery and Electric, family-owned in the Pacific Northwest, industrial machinery expert for over 100 years, is hiring outside sales representatives in Alaska, Washington, and Oregon. If you're an experienced seller of industrial equipment, highly motivated, and can manage your own territory, this role is for you. The salary is competitive, commission uncapped, and benefits are great. Visit cascade-machinery.com/careers and apply today. Cascade Machinery and Electric, powering the Pacific Northwest since 1918.
Get more baseball for your buck with Mariners value options. Tickets for less than $12 to select games all season and the biggest ever value menu and beer lineup, featuring 36 items and available every game. Check it out at mariners.com/value.
Dealing with divorce and custody issues can be terrifying and very lonely, but you don't need to face it alone. Goldberg Jones has been helping Northwest husbands and fathers for more than 30 years. Thousands of men have put their trust in us. You can too. Learn more at goldbergjones.com.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging.
Let me check that for you.
To help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners wrap up their series against the Angels tonight at T-Mobile Park. Bryce Miller's on the mound for a 6:40 p.m. first pitch. Seattle's looking for its first sweep since taking 3 from the Diamondbacks in late May. Pregame show starts at 5:30.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Coming up in 30 minutes, getting back to the Mariners and taking a look ahead to the series against Toronto with Ryan Rowland-Smith. Again, joining us at 12:30. Right now, though, let's take a look around the NFL. I'm going to start with a hot take to hold you over the weekend. Mark Schlereth says Caleb Williams is not a good quarterback.
So at this particular point in time, Caleb Williams isn't a good quarterback. If you were ranking that class, you'd put Jaden Daniels ahead of him. You put Drake May ahead of him. I'd put Bo Nix ahead of him. You know, this generational talent who's supposed to be a great quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's a great playmaker. And when it comes to off-schedule football, the guy is probably about as good as it gets. He is Kyler Murray with more height.
That's a take. That's a take and a half, I'd say.
That is.
So why... First of all, I'll start with this. Just your immediate reaction. Then I got a question for all of us.
My immediate reaction is you live in Denver. And Bo Nix is your guy. And if you look at Bo Nix's numbers and Caleb Williams' numbers, they're pretty similar. Bo is slightly more accurate than Caleb Williams. Caleb has more touchdowns, less interceptions, more yards. To say he's not a great quarterback, I think, is absolutely false. Is he great at off-schedule throws? For sure. There are a lot of quarterbacks who are. You look at, obviously, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. It's funny. When they do it, it's creative. It's beautiful. It's gutsy. But Caleb obviously has some things to work on, and he's getting better. He is getting better. Last year was his best year, and I believe he'll be better this year. You don't accidentally get into the playoffs with a bad quarterback. You don't accidentally win the division. They won the division, right?
The Bears?
Yeah, they won the division.
Yeah.
You don't accidentally win the division with a bad quarterback. I don't agree. I think Schlereth knows football. Obviously, he's played in the league for a while. Super Bowl champion. I get all that, but he's completely false with this take. Can Caleb Williams get better? Can he be more accurate throwing the football? Most definitely. But he is a good quarterback.
Is part of this about what makes a good quarterback now? I wonder if Schlereth a little bit is thinking of, like, he mentions not being on time, and as a later part of this interview, he talks about Caleb kind of coming back in to win these games and says, you being dynamic is what wins these games, not you being like a great quarterback. And I thought to myself, I wonder if he sees those plays more as the result of athleticism and luck and less about reading defenses and making checkdowns and being on time for things. So I wonder if it's just that Caleb isn't playing like quarterbacks that he might be used to. And I'm not discounting his opinion entirely. He knows way more about football than I do for obvious reasons. I'm not an analyst, but I do think that there's an interesting shift going on, and has been for some time now, about what we consider good quarterback play. Because in my mind, I'm like, well, Aaron Rodgers is obviously used to be so meticulous and is an incredible quarterback, but he's got those big plays too. Like, isn't part of what makes a great quarterback a guy that can win?
I bet you he thinks thought Brett Favre was a great quarterback his first few years in the league.
And he was a gunslinger.
And Brett Favre has seasons of 24 picks, 29 picks, 22 picks, 23. It's, I don't know. It feels deeper than just the quarterback position when it comes to Schlereth. I think you said it in the sports pit. He feels like an old school kind of guy. And Caleb is nothing old school. There's nothing old school about this dude.
He was feeling some type of way about Baker Mayfield for a lot of years, too.
Schlereth?
I think it's just kind of the brash quarterbacks. And I wouldn't even call Caleb Williams brash. Like,
he's got a personality.
He does have a personality. Yeah. He's not, like, in your face the way that Baker Mayfield is a lot of the time. But I think maybe Stink just prefers his quarterbacks to be kind of, robotic in that sense.
Clean cut.
Yeah.
At this time in life,
good guy.
In my life, I would not put Bo Nix over Caleb Williams.
I'm taking Caleb all day.
Yeah. I mean, Caleb's got to up that completion percentage, but Caleb also worked with a coaching staff that was fired his first year. So
he also doesn't turn the ball over at a high rate either. He might not be super accurate, but he ain't turning the ball over.
Maybe because people think it's pretty hard to correct accuracy. People have done it. I mean, Allen did it.
Caleb will be just fine.
Yeah. We've had a lot of conversations about the quarterbacks in the 2027 draft class. Todd McShay shared how he would rank them heading into the 2026 college football season.
Dante's the highest graded of the 6 we've done so far. Just the best pure passer, NFL ready, and should only rinse, refine, repeat this year. After that, Lenoris Sellers, and that's the name that I want to get out there. South Carolina quarterback is so gifted and can still develop as a passer. Didn't have the supporting cast that Arch had at Texas or Julian had at Ohio State or any of these other guys last year. They brought in Kendall Briles, the new offensive coordinator. Hopefully he takes the next step this year. I think he could legitimately push to be the number 1 overall quarterback, but right now we've got him at number 2. CJ Carr is underrated as well. This is a guy that grandfather is Lloyd Carr, been around ball his whole life. You can see it in just the way he processes, and I think he's going to take another step. You lose 2 first-round running backs. Now the onus is on him. Arch, interestingly enough, at number 4. Very similar grade to Carr, just above him, but I think we know where he can improve as a passer.
You're much more tuned into college football. I was surprised to have him list Arch as 4th.
No.
Okay.
I'm not.
You know more.
I think.
Tell me why.
I think Arch has all the potential in the world.
Okay.
He also has all the pressure in the world, too, carrying that last name. But he has to have a better year this year. Last year was a bit disappointing, especially that first game with the open up against Ohio State, I believe it was.
Did they even score in that game?
I don't think they did. He was throwing footballs in the dirt. Like, he looked like a freshman out there. But when you see him when he's locked in, and he's played good games against lesser opponents. That's the thing. He has to show up against the big boys, but I think he'll be fine.
You guys have heard of a news dump, I'm assuming. We all work in news. If anyone hasn't, as many of you I know have, it's the idea that like big stories, controversial things kind of get released maybe on a Friday when you're not, 24-hour news cycle. Weekday news cycles aren't going to talk about it as much. Late Friday night, you'll see some controversial roster moves, so it has time to settle and get lost in the way. Mike Florio thinks, look, we're coming up on a holiday weekend. That's prime time for a news dump. And he's expecting that we could be seeing the Athletics investigation into Diana Rossini.
I continue to believe that the report of the investigation is coming this week. Maybe today, as we get closer to the hard reset of the 4th of July weekend. Maybe tomorrow. I think Friday would be a little too obvious because most people will have already checked out by late afternoon on Friday.
Okay, so maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe this weekend. I have a genuine question. What could possibly be uncovered with a Rossini report from The Athletic that would really move the needle? Because to me, the affair is the most scandalous thing, and I don't know that people cared as much truly about journalistic integrity. I think they just thought that it was a scandalous affair. What could be coming out that would really, you know what I mean? That would actually shock people, actually upset people, do anything more than what the affair itself already did.
Multiple affairs.
Okay. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, if there was another head coach, wow,
no,
that would be
no way.
That would be
What you mean there's no way?
I mean, okay, there is a way, but I'm just saying.
People be peopling, man.
This is what I'm assuming.
All right.
I'm assuming that they're just going to come out with stuff about Diana Rossini, maybe about the nature of like insider reporting, that there's just going to be stuff about kind of behind the scenes, what it looks like for people to pull the strings on news and moves in the NFL. That's what I'm guessing it'll be. And my opinion throughout this entire thing has been people don't care as much about that. They're pretending they do. Like, people were pretending to be really disgusted by journalistic integrity, but it was a huge story because of the affair itself.
Sure.
You don't believe me?
I would want to know.
I believe you.
Okay.
I would want to know if she ever used, kind of like in the same way she tried to get a traffic ticket, or like, did she use her status,
most definitely,
her information to get access to other things or get out of certain things? Yeah.
Most def. Of course.
Because that's a journalistic integrity thing right there. Like,
people use their status every day to get out of things, to open doors. Yeah, she definitely has done that.
All right, still to come, Ryan Rowland-Smith joining us at 12:30, taking a look at some of our favorite interviews from the week with What I Need to Know at 1:45, and taking a look at, I think let's start looking ahead to U.S. men's national team upcoming match against Belgium on Monday. That's coming up next.
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
How do we assess this Mariner team? What do we do?
The main guys that you need to carry the water here, Cal, bad first half, okay? Julio has struggled of late. Donovan has been a non-factor. Naylor hasn't had a good year. I mean, that's the explanation. If this team's going to get back to where they were last year. And they can still do it. The fixes are there.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
Ooh, that face. Quantum Fiber Internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Gage Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum Fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum Fiber Internet blowing the soxies of all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
For a lot of workplaces, the work week doesn't end on Friday. That's why there's EasyCater, the best way to order food from favorite restaurants for your hardworking team, even on weekends. With EasyCater, you'll find great options for any group size and any shift, with tools to help meet dietary needs, stay on budget, and simplify expenses, all backed by our award-winning 24/7 support. EasyCater, your Monday through Sunday workplace food platform. Start an order for your weekend crew at easycater.com.
Mariners and Angels tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. We know this, Shannon. When the weather warms, our baseball team's bats usually get a little hotter. We also know that maybe we've been sitting around and we try to crank things to 100 and our bodies don't quite react. As the weather gets warmer, do you see more folks at IRG?
Absolutely, Brock. You know, you just mentioned it. As the weather warms up, people think they need to get outside, which is great. But sometimes they get outside, they start too fast, too quick, and they don't warm up. They don't stretch. They don't do preparation. If you find yourself in that situation where maybe you overdid it, you're hurt, you got a bruise, a bump, an ache, get a hold of us at IRG PT. We'll do a free injury screening, and we'll give you some guidance, some recommendations to keep you on your path of healthy function, pain-free activity.
How cool is that? A free screening for you and no referral needed. Just personalized care when and where you need it. Visit irgpt.com and schedule your appointment today. Over 40 convenient locations. IRG's in your neighborhood. irgpt.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Headline rewrites.
Must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump Stacy.
Headline number one, the Mariners go for a sweep tonight against the Angels. What's the real headline?
A fitting opponent because this series feels heaven sent. They haven't had a sweep since they played the Diamondbacks at the end of May.
Why didn't I hear that when you were prepping? I didn't hear that.
I was workshopping a couple.
All right. I like it. I like it. We'll take whatever we can get. All right. 6:40 goes down tonight. I appreciate the Mariners taking the day off and allowing us all to focus on the USA team. Now it's back to business here. Bryson Miller is going to be on the mound. Let's get it rolling. A sweep. When's the last time you said a sweep?
End of May against the Diamondbacks here in Seattle also. But
it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It has unfortunately been too long. It's been a month since the sweep. Unless I'm missing one. I don't know. That was what Curtis said, so I just assumed it was true.
It's been a month.
Checks out.
Yes.
Okay.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, the 76ers stunned everyone yesterday by acquiring Jaylen Brown from the division rival Boston Celtics. What's the real headline?
I'm not going to lie. When we saw this news, we thought it was faker than Jaylen Brown's hairline.
Ooh-wee.
What a blockbuster.
Spray painted on.
Now, what do you guys make of this?
I mean, we knew Jaylen Brown was gonna dip. They were trying to get rid of him. There's the relationship between him and the Boston Celtics haven't been great. And granted, he did everything he could this year. Tatum was out. He led the team in scoring, got them to the number 2 seed. Jaylen Brown has been great, but Jaylen Brown also has a big personality. He's very outspoken, and maybe that rubbed the Celtics the wrong way, but it seems like the last 2 seasons they've been trying to deal him. So now he goes to Philly, and he's teamed up with Maxey. You got Joel Embiid over there as well. On paper, they look like a formidable opponent, but the Sixers always find a way to trick it off.
Is there a marriage so far around the league that doesn't make sense to you guys? A player that was acquired via trade, via free agency, where you go, I just don't see how that fits. Or a team that moved on from someone and you go, I don't know what this team's plans are. I have no idea what they're doing.
LaMelo Ball in Minnesota, that just kind of seems redundant with what Anthony Edwards is.
Those are crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to be wild in Minnesota. Me and my Lakers, like, what are we going to do? Yeah, we got Luka. LeBron's not with the squad. You can split his contract and get 3 players, but what 3 players are going to make you better than having LeBron? Trust me, I am not mad LeBron is leaving. I can finally cheer for my Lakers the way I want to cheer for them.
Yeah, and the GM can finally do his job.
Exactly. But you're not going to get better without LeBron, so we're going to have to chill for a little bit.
What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are reportedly getting married tomorrow, possibly at Madison Square Garden. Possibly not, but what's the real headline?
But it's the off season, so how are NFL fans going to complain about this? That's what I don't get. You know what I mean? It's how are you still going to complain about Taylor Swift when she's not being shown for 10 seconds at your game?
Getting married at Madison Square Garden is a flex.
I don't think it's happening.
You don't think so?
No, Curtis and I have a conspiracy theory.
What is it?
That
she's tricking us.
That she's tricking us.
It's a
so
diversion.
Rich.
It's with Okie Doke.
So I've seen another conspiracy theory, Curtis. The other one I've seen is that Madison Square Garden will be where she airs for her fans, like a wedding, like a movie almost.
She's gonna sell tickets to view her wedding?
Yes. Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past her. She sells just about everything. Like she'll release one song and then release like a piano cover of it, an acoustic cover, like 5 different versions of the same song.
Yeah. And people buy it.
Yeah, and she goes number 1 with every single version of her song.
Absolutely insane. But I just don't think that Taylor Swift would actually get married at Madison Square Garden, but also like the stuff that you're hearing about where they're rolling out a purple carpet, they're going to have castles inside. I'm like, this feels like a concert and not something that a 37-year-old woman would actually have for her
37?
wedding. Well, she's turning 37.
I know we have the same birthday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, December 13th, both of you.
I'm actually
and
invited
Jaylen.
to the wedding, so I got the invite.
What are you doing here?
And it's going to be at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you guys can kill all your conspiracy theories.
Still not buying it. Someone said she's also dang near 40. I don't know exactly what that means, but that was going to...
She's getting married.
Yeah, okay. But that's going to my point of why I don't buy that that's actually a wedding she would have. Because there's what she's marketing herself as, which can be whatever you want. Your audience spans several generations, so it's fine. I don't think that's actually her. I do not think she'd have a purple carpet and castles at her wedding. At a concert, sure, not at
What's
her
her
wedding.
connection to New York anyway? Like,
She
why
sold
would
out
have
a
it there?
bunch of shows at MSG in a row. I think she holds like some kind of record for most consecutive shows sold out.
Wait, she's from Pennsylvania, ain't she?
Yeah, but everything's so close in the Eastern Seaboard. I think she's from like the Philadelphia area.
I think she's going to get married in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island?
I think, yeah, somewhere on the coast, Martha's Vineyard, something like that.
I think that's the move.
I think she should go to Vegas and just do it there. Real American-like, you know what I mean?
I love that.
Chapel.
Yeah, just a random place.
Think Dave Sims is invited?
For sure. Yes. It's not. I think he's
He doesn't have
officiating.
any ties to either of them, but I mean, he's a big deal in New York City now.
I think he's officiating.
Hey now.
Well, I guess we're here because two people get married, huh?
Still, just complaining about the Yankees still. Let's hope it turns things around for New York's offense. Taylor's got more hits than the Yankees over the last 6 games.
Gosh, I mean,
That's baseball season.
You know.
That's baseball. My new favorite thing to say about anything. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Talking Mariners with Ryan Rowland-Smith next.
Seattle Sports, home of Brock and Salk, morning 6 to 10.
Can we please stop crowning the Rams already? The season hasn't even begun yet. I think it ignores a whole bunch of stuff. We've seen teams try to put together these super teams before. I can't come up with the last time it actually worked. And oh, by the way, I've talked about this a bunch. They didn't add Myles Garrett. They upgraded to Myles Garrett. They lost a guy in Jared Verse who was also a very good player.
Watch live or later on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Tim Hunter, a lifelong local radio host, underwent Swedish cyberknife treatment for prostate cancer. What's it like to go through the cyberknife treatment?
You do a 5-day-in-a-row stint. You go to the Swedish hospital. They say set aside 45 minutes for each treatment. It's really only about 35 minutes of that little robotic arm dancing around you. There's no pain involved. It was just too easy.
Treat prostate cancer with Swedish cyberknife. Swedish.org/cyberknife prostate.
Cyberknife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. For the Puget Sound, that means local service including burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and custom security designed to work with business operations. Bay Alarm has real people rooted in your community looking out for your business. After 8 decades and 3 generations of family ownership, our promise is still the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change presents Wisdom from the Road.
Summer means wide open spaces and a whole lot of extra miles. The last place you want your engine to give out is halfway to nowhere. Out here, low oil or a weak battery is just an ambush waiting to happen. That's why every oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change includes an 18-point maintenance check. These techs are trained to help spot issues early and keep you riding easy.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Change wisely.
Les Schwab Tires has been proudly serving communities for over 70 years, and we've collected thousands of inspiring stories. Like Kate, who was off on a long road trip with her best friend when the dash lit up like a game show. They find the nearest Les Schwab. Turns out they really needed an oil change. It was done in a flash. Road trip saved. At Les Schwab, we're proud to keep you rolling. Les Schwab Tires. Our greatest story is yours. Stories are composites inspired by real customer feedback.
Do you know a woman making a difference in Seattle's sports and events community? Someone who leads with purpose, mentors others, champions inclusion, and inspires those around her to be their best. Why Seattle and Seattle Sports want to celebrate her. Nominations are now open for the 2026 Women of Inspiration Award, recognizing an outstanding woman whose impact is helping shape the future of sports and events in our region. Submit your nomination today at woiseattle.org. That's woiseattle.org. Nominations close July 10th.
Mariners and Angels tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026. From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Joined now by Mariners analyst Ryan Rowland-Smith. Ryan, how's it going?
It's going great.
Oh, do we have Ryan?
Going great.
There we go. Ryan, can you hear us?
I've got you. You guys got me?
We got you. Okay.
There we go.
I'm going to dive in by actually taking a look back. You were with us ahead of the Guardian series, and we asked you, hey, what are we looking for? What do we want to see? And we really liked your answer. We talked about it for a few days afterwards, which was, I want to see production late, third or fourth time through the order, really take advantage of a bullpen, just like have that fight. And we did not see it against the Guardians, unfortunately. In fact, they got into some moments and didn't build. But we have against the Angels, and you're right. It absolutely feels different watching the game when they're doing that.
Yeah, it's just kind of you look at some of these little markers of a team, especially once you get deep into June, and you kind of look back at the first half when you hit that halfway point. Say, okay, what is this team's identity, right? And look, they had that last year, and they had some struggles at this point of the season last year. Don't get me wrong, and every team you watch, even the Angels, have some kind of identity, what they do offensively, how they pitch, and everything else. And then when you going through a situation where there's finger pointing happening and all this kind of stuff about what's going right, what's not going right, and everything else, you look at that and say, okay, what are some things that teams that are really good still have, even though they're losing a game here or there? Maybe it's a bullpen blown to everything like that. And for me, just watching, we spoke about, I remember last week in that series, just show some fight late. You feel like with this team, man, at the end of April or at parts of this season when they get down a couple runs, and it doesn't have to be this elite bullpen, but it can be that one guy that they just shut him down, and then all of a sudden there's just kind of it's a flat line. Even too, off Cal Raleigh's comments. It's funny, he even said it coming from a player like Cal Raleigh, kind of said, look, we have to stay in the game the entire game. So watching that and then just seeing what they did, Jose Soriano, man, he was really good with the Angels that last game. When was that? Tuesday. Was it? Yeah, Tuesday. And I'm watching that going, man, I know at some point he's going to come out of this game, but he's landing that breaking ball. He's landing that sinker. You're hoping he's going to lose it command-wise. He didn't. And you're watching that going, all right, is this team going to flatline? And then, boom, all of a sudden they had some fight there and knocked him out of the game. And then Silseth, someone said to me, well, hey, look, the bullpen's not that great for the Angels. Matter of fact, Silseth still got the guy who came in, has got a 2-3, nasty split, ton of swing and miss, and they put him to sleep. And it's like, man, okay, that's what this team needs to do. That's what teams that, offensively, that the way they identify is one of these teams that can wear you out with long at-bats, and that's exactly what they did. We just haven't seen that recently. So that was a real nice, refreshing change going into this homestand.
How important is it that, the Mariners kind of remind themselves of who they are? I was telling Stacy, I'm like, man, as athletes, we're kind of delusional, right? We convince ourselves we're something we're not sometimes, and say we beat a lesser opponent. mentally we gas ourselves up and tell ourselves that we're back. We're moving in the right direction. This is professional sports, so everyone has balls on their team. But mentally, how important is it for these guys to end the series on a high note?
Yeah, okay, so a couple things on that. First of all, in regards to, who they're playing, right, and the Angels are coming off, first of all, they're coming off a pretty good offensive month in the month of June, but they're coming off where they just lost their GM and all that. So you look at that and go, okay, hit them while they're down, right, this team, and they don't know what the future looks like, what they're going to do at the trade deadline. In their clubhouse is probably dysfunctional as well because of all of that. However, going back to a guy in Jose Soriano, he was nasty, man. He was so good. And so you sort of look at that and say, hang on, they just beat someone, they knocked him out. So I'll put that aside. In regards to your question, in regards to sort of, from a team standpoint with that identity and that we're back and they feel good about where they're at, let's not forget, man, I was thinking about this. They came out of spring training, and Mike Lefko and I were doing the postgame, and we're having this conversation about, if you could scrap this together or if you can put 3 wins together and all that. Man, when last time they were playing the Angels, that first away series, this is fresh off dropping that 2025 AL West banner, and it was like they're just going to run away with the West. Everyone said that nationally. And so now you fast forward a couple of months, and now we're talking a completely different conversation. The reason why is because the tone of this team is because it's the injuries, because Cal has struggled, and he's been injured as well. You lost Brendan Donovan, who was supposed to be that big ad, obviously at the top of the lineup. They've lost a big chunk of their bullpen at times, and then obviously Matt Brash. So now the conversation's different, man. So it's it does take a little bit of that time to get back to that. We are that dominant force in the ALS, and that's what this team is supposed to be. They're supposed to be that dominant, run away with it. No one's going to catch them in the West. And that's not because the West is struggling right now. That's coming out of spring training. But they just haven't had that. So I think it takes a little bit of time, but it definitely helps when you get a situation where you take care of the Angels the first 2 games, you come in tonight, and if you sweep them, great, and go into it, and then all of a sudden you have a Blue Jays team that just don't slug, the pitching has been struggling, you can do some serious damage, and then head to that All-Star break feeling pretty good about where you're at, and that identity comes back, and that feel comes back for sure.
I was talking with Bump earlier about what I wanted to see that was a little more hard to articulate. In theory, yeah, I'd love to see Cal hit a home run. I'd love to see slugging from Julio. I'd love to see great base running. Those are things I'd like to see. But I was trying to find those, harder to articulate things. And I was like, well, I guess I want to see fire and a sense of urgency and kind of just something, there. And then Bump said, well, what's that look like? And I was like, that's a great question. Because I'm not exactly sure. So I'm going to ask you, what's it look like?
Well, just back to the initial thing you talked about, wanting to see slug from Julio, or Cal, you mentioned Cal, all those things. Man, when you have your aircraft carriers that are playing below their ability, below max effort of what you can get from them, Cal is a ginormous he's a big chunk of energy in that clubhouse, man. And as much as he wants to mask the fact that he's going through it right now, it is tough to look away from, right? If you're a teammate of his, you know what he's going through. Man, he deals with think of it, right? He deals with every aspect of this team. He deals with the pitching, on a daily basis, and they have meetings. He deals with the whole lineup on the hitter side, and he also deals with the defense side of things too. So he's dealing with it all. And so when you're around him, you kind of know that, man, something's not right with him. And, he's kind of carrying that burden because he's one of these team leaders. Julio, the same. So to your point, if you have, as much as I want to see late fight, I want to see it all, right, obviously. But you want to see late fight, but you just want to see, Cal, someone try and backspin a hitter middle up and try and beat him with that fastball, a pitch that he destroyed last year, and he could not he couldn't sit in a situation where it's 2-1, I'm going to beat you with a fastball. You couldn't do that last year. You can do that this year. I want to see him absolutely destroy a pitch early and that dugout just go nuts and feel really good about one of their favorite teammates. And same as Julio. Julio do something big. He's had a tough month of June. Look into the dugout and just all of a sudden the vibes go through the roof. That's kind of what it is. And so you can sit here all day long and try and be a good teammate and try and get the energy up and manufacture and get that spark, whatever. But ultimately, and Bump, you know this too, man. When guys step up, when guys who carry the the energy bucket in that clubhouse, Cal and Julio, two of those guys, and they step up and just go off. Man, it just naturally, you don't have to force anything, man. The energy comes back. So I think that's really, really important for both those guys. And I'll throw Josh Naylor in there too in a different way. I think when Josh, he's starting to swing it. When Josh has a little bit of that too, it makes a massive difference as well.
Hey, what do you think the chances are that Cole Young is an all-star, and do you feel he believes he deserves to be an all-star?
Well, one thing on that, if you guys have noticed, man, the Blue Jays have been doing some campaigning with this voting. It's crazy. Like the whole country of Canada, stepping in and starting to vote for all their players. So you're dealing with that. You're also, dealing with. I'm trying to think around the league, but I think with Cole Young, man, the one thing that's kind of handcuffed him is just his month of May. To be honest with you, he had a really tough month of May. And when you look at what he did in April, if he was able to do 80% of what he did in April and then what we're seeing in June, I think I'd be sitting here going, man, he really, really deserves to be in that All-Star game. And I have him in front of me in regards to some of the comps with that position around the league right now. But you're dealing with a little bit of weird voting situation going on with the fact the entire country of Canada is pushing their guys to go to the All-Star game, which is insane. And then on top of that, I just think with Cole, the one thing that's going to hamstring him a little bit is going to be that month of May.
Hey, I wanted to talk a bit about the goals that a few of the starters had. So my understanding, and correct, my question's going to be about Bryce, but correct me if I'm wrong about Logan and Kirby. My understanding has been, hey, Logan, let's use the fastball a little bit more. Don't be afraid to get in the zone. Kind of the opposite being true for Kirby. Like, don't be afraid to lean into, I don't know, some of these breaking pitches or get chased or whatever. But the idea being that they kind of had some slightly different goals this year. So I wanted to ask about Bryce Miller and maybe what if there was like a plan or a goal for him this year that we're kind of watching for in this one that could open something up. He's been phenomenal, so it feels silly asking.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think with Bryce, first of all, the goal for him was, everyone knows he put on weight in the off season. He learned a ton last year from being injured and everything else. My favorite version of Bryce Miller. Now this is just me, obviously. No one cares what I think for sure, but in that clubhouse. But my best version is when he's fastball heavy. I just think everything plays off of that. He even too. I remember talking to him after the Nationals game, saying, "Man, they can smash fastballs, right?" Like, and he kind of went to Plan B a little bit. However, the emphasis was everything off that fastball. Now you talk about that with Logan Gilbert too. The split and the slider is just simply better. I'll use Munoz in that case too. It's split and slider for Logan Gilbert and Bryce with the secondary pitches. I'll use his split. It's just simply better when you have a base. It sounds old school. Of the fastball. I mean, let's get real, man. Sometimes I get so sick of this overthinking where it's like, I'm going to go max effort, try and have all this variability in the first time through the lineup, try on different breaking pitches and everything else. Now, George Kirby, you say, well, he had 56, 57% of breaking balls in the first time through the lineup. But that's because the Angels, man. Like, he found a weak spot in that first inning, second inning, and he was leaning into that breaking ball, and it was really good. Really good. I still think George still has to get that sinker into lefties. He's got to find that pitch. I think with Bryce, when he's running at capacity, which he is now, where he's really confident about the pitches coming out of his hands, when he's at that space, I think he is at a situation where he can everything comes off of that fastball so much better. And your confidence just goes through the roof. When you're at 97, backspin and 2,600 RPM at the top of the strike zone, everything is just simply better. So I love Bryce tonight. It's going to be a little different with the Angels. But when he's 65, 70% heaters elevated, his vertical break is one of the most elite vertical break fastballs. In other words, it doesn't break. It just defies gravity better than so many different pitches when he's 100% healthy.
What is it about? Explain the mechanics of that. You know what I like doing, Ryan. I've been trying to nerd out just with pitches and stuff, right? And I love listening to you guys talk about the pitches and the movements or whatnot. Just what makes the baseball do that? What about the mechanics and grip?
So backspinning the fastball when you can backspin the ball. So basically, just from a biomechanics standpoint, if you can accelerate through release a little bit longer, you always, like literally, it's about, like a third of a foot before you let go of the ball. Like I'm saying, about 4 inches, right? About 4 inches worth, because your arm goes through the acceleration phase and it decelerates. Your arm actually decelerates about 4 or 5 inches before you actually let go of the ball, because your arm has to decelerate to then pronate to slow down, right? So if you have someone who can accelerate and cut that length of time down, in other words, it goes 2 inches of deceleration to release. So in other words, if you can accelerate a little closer to release, decelerate closer to release, then you're going to be able to RPM a ball way better, backspin it way better. It's very hard to teach, and what happens is through the air. So the reason that's so effective is because, think of it like this. I try and use it in kids' terms, right? You've been looking at pitches your whole life. Every ball, gravity has an effect. So the ball looks straight. It actually isn't, right? So everyone who throws a pitch, if you look at the trajectory, there is still some sort of gravity induced. In other words, the ball still has some downward movement to it. So a hitter's eye is so used to seeing the standard ball at 90 miles per hour, 95, have a certain trajectory. When you backspin it, it actually defies gravity longer and pushes, it's called the Magnus effect, pushes against gravity, and it defies the gravity longer on the way to the plate. So a hitter's eye picks it up and says, that ball's going to end up here, and then the barrel's straight underneath it because the ball's defying gravity longer. And so the classic example, if you ever want to know what that feels like, Bump, go get a hack attack pitching machine. They naturally backspin the ball faster, and your barrel will end up being underneath that ball. So that's kind of what having a really high 2,600 RPM on a fastball, that's why that can be so effective. That's why when you see Bryce, when it's a 2,600 RPM, you can go on Baseball Savant and see the pitch by pitch, right? Anyone can see that information. When you see it 2,600, that's why he gets those balls that are kind of middle up, and guys just swing right through them. And you watch where the barrel's underneath the ball. So hopefully that explains it. Yeah. But that's why backspinning the ball at the top part of the strike zone is so effective. And that's why guys are pitching up so much, because they've understood now with RPM that the guys who have a high backspin can pitch at the top of the strike zone. On the other side of things, sorry to geek out here.
No, I love
on the other side, when you have a lower backspin, well, gravity takes that ball faster. So if you're at 1,900 RPM or 2,000 RPM, what happens is that gravity takes that ball quicker and you have more sink to it. That's why guys who have sinker bowlers will take a look. They're all 1,900 RPM. And a classic example of this, Felix Hernandez's changeup. He used to throw that pitch really hard. It was a combination of he had good velocity, high velocity on his changeup, but that pitch was like 1,600, 1,700 RPM. So because there's no defying gravity, gravity just takes it and just drops it. And that's why he had so much movement on that changeup, downward movement on that changeup. So anyone who has a sinking fastball has they're way below average RPM, and that's a good thing if you want to be below the strike zone and get ground balls. But if you want to backspin it and defy gravity, get above that barrel, then you got to have that high RPM. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm going to be working on that later today in my backyard.
I actually was going to say the exact same thing.
Man, that's something it's so people can't figure out how to teach getting guys to backspin the ball. It's very difficult naturally to get someone to accelerate through a release longer. It's crazy.
Can I ask about the opposite? Just a final question, then we'll get you out of here because we're keeping you a little late. From the opposite point of view, like from the batter, what can be what can stump you about sometimes this? Like you hear guys talk about like just unhittable pitches, things like fastballs looking like they're rising. Like, is it just constantly like impossible to look like you're going to time it up right?
Yeah, well, and the other part is too, right? Like the hitters get paid when they lift the ball. Like, so when you lift the ball off the ground, that's the good thing. People want to lift the ball. They want to be able to get, the attack angle, right? They want to try and be above, lift the ball off the ground. So what happens is, that's why it's so tough. That's why pitching up has been kind of cracking the code for pitching coaches, and everyone's like, why are we always, back when I was like, put it this way, I'll be quick with this. Back when I was pitching, it's like, get the ball down, get the ball on the ground. If they lift the ball, they can hit a home run. Mm-hmm. Well, now they're starting to figure out, you know what? We can backspin a ball above that attack angle, the way the bat's going through the strike zone, and I can get swing and miss. So now everyone's pitching up, if you notice. Everyone's pitching, well, guys who have the RPM. It is very tough to get your hands and the attack angle to that ball. It's very difficult. That's why pitchers have the advantage on hitters, that's for sure, because hitters want to lift the ball. That's hard to get that bat to that pitch.
He is Mariners analyst Ryan Rowland-Smith. A bit of a cool pitching lesson at the end today. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, guys.
That was genuinely very cool to hear.
I love it because he's describing it in a way, and I can see it in my brain. You know what I mean? The way he's describing it with the RPMs, and it makes sense, right? Why you're getting lift off of that, the less RPMs, the way the gravity pulls it. Yeah, that's dope. And then it makes me, because what I've been doing lately, I try to guess the pitch before, it pops up on the little ticker over there on the side. And that gives me more data. You know what I mean? Just watching the way the pitch moves and stuff. It's fun, man. Hitting a baseball is so dang hard. It is so hard.
Yeah.
And even that slight movement, right? You're moving the ball, up 4 to 5 inches, right? And I can see it as a batter. It looks straight to you, but I think it's slowly rising on yours, or it starts in the same zone, then it dips on you. I respect anybody who hits the ball 3 out of 10 times.
I was just kind of integrating that into an overall conversation that I always think is interesting about what's changing in baseball. Like, how is modern baseball changing? What's different about it? And when Ryan said, look, when I was pitching, that's not at all what we did. And I'm thinking about how are hitters incentivized? How are pitchers incentivized and trained? And sometimes those are, one is coming out on top. It feels like pitching is very much. I know Ohtani is still raking, and pitching for that matter. Judge, obviously, though he's not healthy right now, but you always hear people complain about offense, and you don't see small ball, you don't see things being what it is, and it's like, do you know the insane things pitchers are doing right now?
Yeah.
It's like people always joke about those freaks at Oreos coming up with different flavors. They're doing insane things that not even scientists could dream up.
Cinnamon bun Oreos out now.
So I actually heard that this was already a flavor that was out, and I didn't know this, Curtis. I thought that this was a brand new flavor, but it was out in 2019,
Europe,
2017.
right?
Yeah, and so they're bringing it back. Best Oreo flavor ever, by the way. They have a peppermint edition that came out during Christmas 5 years ago that was phenomenal.
Peppermint?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really, really good.
I
like the red velvet ones.
Oh, those are great too.
I've never had that.
I've had every Oreo flavor.
They're
that's
pretty
existed.
amazing.
I'm basic. I like the golden.
Oh, those are good too.
Yeah, that's good.
I like them.
I wouldn't say it's basic. I'd say that's like people who say their favorite ice cream flavor is vanilla bean.
Wow.
You know
look
what
who
I
you're
mean?
talking to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my favorite ice cream.
That is your favorite
Thanks,
ice cream.
Stacey.
But there's a little bit of a je ne sais quoi when you're vanilla bean. It's different.
It is different.
Though. It's got the little spots in it.
The bean
hits
fancy.
Different. It really does. So, there's just what I have to think about that. We have a little bit of time here coming up in, I was going to say 30 minutes. Coming up at 1, looking back at what we've learned this week, some of our absolute favorite interviews and takeaways, good stuff here, especially about the Mariners, but we got some stuff about the Seahawks. Kevin Clark, a hot take on them. Hype Train coming up at 1:30. What I Need to Know coming up at 1:45. Get your questions in, 866-979-3776. I want to hit on one final thing from Ryan's interview, and that's the question that I asked him that you asked me that I wasn't quite sure how to answer, but I do like that Ryan talked about body language, because that's kind of automatically what I thought. I was like, you know what? I'm not an analyst. I don't know exactly what fire looks or feels like when you're a player or a coach, but I do know that if you're watching as a fan or a reporter, you look at body language, you look at how guys interact, you look at, I think immediately of, what game was it where Naylor gets that RBI double or some crazy double that the crowd loses their minds? I think it's in the ALDS, and he gets to first or second, and they've used it in a promo a million times.
I think it was against the Rockies to clinch the division.
Thank you. Yeah. That must be what it is. And people are losing their dugouts, losing their minds. Now, you are not going to have that energy on July 1st against the Angels.
Why not?
But
bring it every day.
I sometimes do look at the dynamic between dugout and player, just being really into the game, being a shark, smelling blood in the water.
Water in the blood.
Water in the blood, and really getting after it. So I thought his answer about when you have someone like Cal or Julio do something and you see the dugout, be like, oh my God, we can get this done. You see belief permeate. I thought that was a cool way to answer.
You see your leader.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right, lead us. Lead us with your performance, with your attitude, with your body language, your vibes. That's why when Santana was here that one year, he controlled the environment, the energy. They still do the celebration dance that he brought here 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, it's big. It's contagious.
Yeah.
The energy is contagious.
I know we're doing Hype Train later today, but this person's trying to board way too early. 575 says Chips Ahoy is much better than Oreos. So Chips Ahoy is great.
Negative. Ghost Rider.
Yeah, like awesome. I will absolutely accept Chips Ahoy as a viable cookie. There's not a world where it's better than Oreos.
Nah.
There's not. We don't exist in that world. Maybe in an alternate universe where like the Oreo recipe was never quite nailed. But no, you're being a contrarian.
You know how bad Oreos are for you, though? Like, they stay in your system for so long.
No, they don't.
They do.
No.
They do.
That feels like something when people say gum stays in your system for 8 years.
I want you to go home and try to burn an Oreo. That thing will not melt.
Well,
it's hard for your body to break it down.
Oh, you're talking about actually lighting one on fire?
Yeah.
Well, go light a steak on fire.
Well, it changes. The Oreo, I'm telling you, man. I don't know. You know, this is from deep study.
No, okay? I bet if you light an Oreo on fire.
You can't light it on fire.
That's not, no.
You can't.
That's not true.
All right.
So nothing about it starts melting or burning.
Light it on fire, Stacy. Tell me what happens.
Well, I don't want to do that, but Oreos are the best.
Give it to Dookie, okay?
No, he can't have chocolate. He's a dog.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah. Never mind.
Stop trying to kill my son. What's sticking with us coming up next?
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
How do we assess this Mariner team? What do we do?
The main guys that you need to carry the water here, Cal, bad first half, okay? Julio has struggled of late. Donovan has been a non-factor. Naylor hasn't had a good year. I mean, that's the explanation. If this team's going to get back to where they were last year. And they can still do it. The fixes are there.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. we can help.
That's PenderGastLaw.com.
Summer is here, and it's time to break through your weight loss frustrations. Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss, and we have a proven system that can help you lose 20 to 30 pounds or more in just 8 weeks. Whether you need a nutrition plan to complement your GLP injections, or you're like many of our clients who don't want to worry about ongoing monthly costs, giving yourself shots, or uncomfortable side effects. Either way, our program provides the support, accountability, and structured nutrition plan so you can achieve your results for the long term. Schedule your free phone consult at eastsideweightlossklinik.com.
Look, this plan does work. It's Mike Salk here, and I used Eastside Weight Loss Clinic to lose 35 pounds. Just recently, I heard about one of our listeners who lost 40 pounds. How about that? The plan will teach you lifelong habits to continue eating the food you love while losing weight.
We've helped over 4,000 people lose 20 to 30 pounds or more in just 8 weeks. Come to our clinic in Kirkland or do the program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free phone consultation online at eastsideweightlossklinik.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Do you need a new roof? Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate and secure $500 off your project this summer. Our technicians build a custom plan to ensure a high-quality roof installation every time. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners wrap up their series finale against the Angels tonight at T-Mobile Park. Bryce Miller's on the mound for a 6:40 p.m. first pitch. Seattle's looking for its first sweep since taking 3 from the Diamondbacks in late May. Pre-game show starts at 5:30 on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Now, today's a Thursday, but we are out tomorrow, and so what we're doing is looking back at just kind of the things that are...
You got tomorrow off?
Yeah.
We work tomorrow.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't. Stacy, we're in here.
Yes. You're
What?
tripping.
Hey,
you see her
She
face?
fell for that so hard.
Most basic
Hey,
joke
thanks for
you
backing
could
me
pop-
up, Curtis.
Oh my
I
God.
got you.
Yeah,
I knew what you were doing
honestly,
there.
What
Yeah.
it did was when Curtis said it, because he had a little bit of judgment in his voice. Like Curtis was about to make fun of me for forgetting. I could sense it. I've heard that
Yeah.
tone, and I was like, oh no, they're gonna make fun of me on air for not realizing that. You guys
Look
got
at
me
your
with the
face.
easiest joke.
Oh, it registered. I saw when it clicked. It's like, dang, for real?
You know what? Why don't you go ahead and lead us into this segment,
No,
Bob?
I don't do that. I'm the analyst here.
Okay, fine. Let me take over, please. Because it's our Friday, as I've reaffirmed with my unsupportive
She's
coworker.
texting Kyle right now.
Kyle, I'm
We
so
have the day
sorry.
off, right?
Yeah, we're definitely going to be gone tomorrow, right? We're treating it like a Friday, and on Fridays we like to talk about the things that are just most sitting with us. We're really going to take into the weekend the stuff that we learned from so many great interviews. I just like revisiting stuff where it's like, hey, I know this was a 15-minute conversation with Jordan back on Wednesday, but man, I feel like I took a lot from that. I want to keep talking about this. And that's actually where we're starting. Jordan Schusterman, our weekly guest, Yahoo Sports and Baseball BarbieCast co-host, talked about a couple things. I'm going to start with this one, why wins against American League teams matter much more this year.
In the American League this year, like every win is worth a lot just because of how easily you can kind of climb standings and make some room with, ahead of teams that are just playing very poorly. So you got to take care of business in these games in particular, and they've done that so far in this series.
So wins against American League teams are just going to matter more this year. Now, the bad news, you dropped a season series against the Guardians. But there's still time to make up some ground here. You've got a pretty balanced schedule for the rest of July between National and American League teams. A series against the Marlins coming up here, Giants, Reds, and Dodgers this month. You've also got some pretty key series, including this one this weekend against the Blue Jays, the Rays next weekend, and then the Rangers as well, obviously a very important one.
It's we tend to do this, right? We break up the season, or we'll look at like 2 or 3 series
Small
at a
goals,
time,
yeah.
right? This short-term goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Attainable goals, and I think they have an opportunity in front of them, just like you described. Toronto, they're playing good ball right now, right? Well, they
Toronto,
just got
no, they're
swept.
not.
They just got swept. Who
Yeah,
they
they're
swept
struggling.
by the Angels, right? It was Angels? No.
Was it the Angels?
Oh, no, Cleveland.
Curtis
It was
would
Cleveland,
know.
I think it was.
They're not having a great season.
Yeah. But 3 winnable series. Tampa Bay is the team that I'm thinking about. They're the ones who are balling
Tampa
or having a
Bay's
good
rolling.
season. Yeah, I think it's healthy to break it up into like little pockets of the season, especially when you're playing 162. Like you have to do
Yeah.
that. We do that with a 17-game season when it comes to football. Why not do it here? And I think that's a healthy way to look at it because you're a different team week by week, month by month. And right now they're a team that needs something to get them going. Thank you, Los Angeles Angels, for providing us a little kickstart. So finish it tonight with Mill on the mound, right, I believe, and then ride it into Toronto. Well, Toronto comes here. Those obnoxious fans are going to be here, huh?
Yeah, they're truly the worst visiting.
And their
fans.
soccer team just made it to the round of 16 for the first time, too. They're going to be ridiculous.
Yeah. A little bit more here from Jordan. One conversation we had was about adjusting, not expectations for the season per se, but adjusting the path that the Mariners are going to have to take to get there. We're halfway through the season. I think you can still see more from Cal. You can still see more from Julio. You can still see more from Naylor. But I don't think this offense at the end of the year is going to be what people thought it would be. Now, that might be enough, being just kind of average and just improving a little bit, because the pitching has been healthier and so much better than I thought it would be. So Jordan talked about that being what kind of gets the M's going.
Finding that groove with the starting pitching, I still think is going to be the recipe towards this team kind of going on a run. Obviously, you're going to want to get some of these hitters to heat up at some point with Julio and with Cal in particular, because, I mean, listen, those guys, like we can look at the bottom of the lineup and we can look at some of the other guys that have gone up and down, but at the end of the day, I mean, those are the stars of the team, and they're going to have to start hitting. And so as long as that's not happening, they're still going to have to keep leaning on starting pitching, because that is what is available and something that you can kind of control every day in a way that the hitters you just know are going to be up and down as no matter how talented they are.
We're all disappointed about the offense, but the starters are not getting nearly enough love. And I'm glad that we talked about it so much with Ryan, because they have kept you in these games. They have kept you competitive when your offense is one of the worst averages in baseball. I can't remember if they're 30 at the worst or if they're a little bit above that now. It was working for a little bit when you were getting a ton of home runs in May, especially 10 from Julio, but that's faded. I still think, again, there's a lot of season left. Excited to see what Brendan Donovan brings to the offense lineup when he's back out there. But again, sometimes you just kind of need to go, okay, well, what is working? What can they do? How can they get there? Jordan's right. It's their pitchers.
It's always been, right? Whether
Fair point.
we're talking about the beginning of the season, the middle of the season, the one thing that this team should and could rely on are the arms. And you know what? You said you're excited to see what Donovan can do when he gets back. I'm kind of not.
Why?
Because I like the lineup right now.
What?
I do. I think once Cal gets going, he'll be fine. I like the way Dom's playing. I like JP at third.
I think Donovan brings something very important.
I see. He's had one stretch where he played some decent ball.
Well, he only had one stretch.
Yeah. So
that's all he's got.
And he was OPSing over.
If these guys, but what if these guys going to run? What if they sweep the series? They win 2 out of 3 against Toronto. They look good against who's after that?
Well, they're not going to play Donovan every day. I think they're going to bring him back and he'll randomly DH.
Yeah, I don't. I'm such.
You're like,
if
a
it ain't broke, don't
ain't
fix
I
it.
get
You know, but I get his value.
Incredibly broken.
Yeah, I get his value, but I feel like they're about to go on a run right now. If they're
Why do you feel that way?
I don't know. I just do. I'm looking at the schedule.
Feeling good about
it. They get it done today. I just feel like the blinker's on. They just haven't made the turn yet, right? They're still at the stop sign or at the stop sign. They're waiting to make that turn. If they start balling, I don't want to touch it, but I get it. I understand it. That's the right thing to do. He brings the versatility. I understand all that, but I guess, kind of superstitious when it comes to that.
I think that's totally fair, and I agree in terms of when something isn't broke, don't fix it. I think the way I see it is they're going to have to incorporate Donovan pretty slowly anyways, and it's great if things are working and they're on a roll, because you don't want to be in a position where you're going, maybe Brendan Donovan coming back for the first time in however many 2 months is going to save the lineup. That's a lot to ask of someone who's like getting back into the swing of things. So what I'm hoping is Donovan's back. You kind of work him in. You get him that time. You get him those ABs. And then in September, and as you round into October, he's feeling like the best version of himself.
I've been persuaded.
Really?
You're right.
Oh, my gosh.
You're right.
Wow, I feel good about myself. I did it. Let's go to Adam Jew. This was actually one of our favorite interviews from the week. We asked him, hey, we were talking about slugging. We were talking about some specific stats and numbers that we want to see from the Mariners, but what do you actually want to see from this team? You watch them every day.
I would like to see something less definable, I guess, but some killer instincts out of this lineup as well. It's just not something I think we've seen really with any consistency and really hardly at all. It's such a different feel. It's such a different conversation we're having right now. If they're able to close out that game yesterday, it's a 3-3 trip. You know, you win that series, you're still above 500, you're still in first place, and all of a sudden everything flips and it becomes probably your worst loss of the year. And now we're having all these conversations and all this finger pointing and everyone's to blame. And all of that's fair coming off that. But again, if they just that knowing that one at bat, one situation there, just to be able to tack on one run completely change the complexion of the next 2 innings.
You know what a killer instinct looks like to me, Bump? It's getting that intentional, or excuse me, not intentional, they're getting that ABS overturn, and then it's a ball 4 for Cal Raleigh. And then instead of squandering an opportunity with bases loaded, they just keep piling on, and it feels relentless. And then they do it in the 7th. It also looks like, Adam was talking about offense, it also looks to me like George Kirby finishing out that inning with also 2 great outs to end it.
Yeah, like how great was that inning? What was the 5th or 6th?
When they added on, started in the 6th.
Yeah, that was I don't know this for sure, but it felt like we haven't seen that in a long time, where that's the killer instinct you're talking about. When you get into an inning, you got guys on base, and it's hit after hit after hit. Now, you can't rely on that, right? It's hard to string together that many hits. That's why we've spoken about small ball just being tough, right? Because when you're playing a game where 30% is great, it's hard to ask 4 or 5 hitters in a row to get up there and just knocking 11 singles, 12 singles. How many did they have the other day?
12, I think.
12 singles. Yeah, that's just tough to do. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking for that today.
Yeah.
Where's that killer? I'm gonna text you when they do it. There it is.
Please
Stacey.
do.
Killer instinct.
Well, no, and just like and again, it was Adam's point, but I like this and Ryan's point about things to watch for from 2 people who we're looking for slightly different things, and it's fun to just think like, okay, how can I expand how I'm measuring progress for this team? Ryan's was about, 3rd or 4th time through the order, keep attacking that bullpen. And Adams was about kind of a situational awareness. That's how I interpreted it with like, you got 2 on and 2 out, to not have desperate hacks and to not have horrible ABs and to not miss an advantage against a pitcher that you're better. Like, your team is better in theory. And I think that maybe they were feeling a pressure and desperate to add offense, and that's something that I think players probably just do. I wouldn't know, but I'm guessing you would know. Like, when something isn't working, you kind of feel pressure to be like, we got to get this done. We got to do something.
Yeah.
And then you were just seeing bad situational awareness. And
like, it's cool to have that sense of urgency.
Sure.
But, Coach used to say, just you don't have to do anything out of the ordinary, right? Just do what you're best at. Do what you're supposed to do. And it's natural for athletes to want to be the guy to come through. So that's why I don't fault them. I don't think this team is scared. I don't think they're scared of the moment. I think everyone in this lineup thinks that they can be that guy, which I can appreciate. But it's staying within the game, staying within yourself, and just doing what the moment requires and nothing more.
Now, we know it's the Seahawks offseason, but we did have great interviews and saw a viral moment that really caught our eye. This one is from an interview we had with Isaiah Stanback, and we asked him about the offseason. I forget if this question, I think we were asking about the receiver group or the offense, and whether there were any surprises.
My biggest question, obviously they went out, they re-signed Rashid Shaheed. That was surprising to me that they gave him the bag like that. Kudos to him for getting the money, but I thought that they would have brought in more to contribute on the outside, because if you have one injury outside of JSN, I think that, that the receiving core is going to take a tremendous hit. So we'll see if they make any other additions, after training camp cuts, but I still believe that they need another piece on the outside and even some better tight end play to alleviate some of to free up JSN to do what he does best.
Do you think they need another piece on the outside?
No, this is where I disagreed with him. I think maybe he forgot about Torrey Horton because he is an outside guy. And then better tight end play. I think you pointed it out. AJ's fine, but maybe Arroyo contributing more would help. I don't think AJ needs to be anything more than what he's been. I think naturally he's going to get more yards, maybe get a few more touchdowns, because there's only so many passes to go around, right? We can't have Rashid. I would love it, actually. Rashid with 1,000, Jason with 1,000.
Yeah, cool. No,
AJ
we can have
800,
that.
900. I mean, that would be great,
Yeah.
right? But in reality, the ball is going to be distributed to about 6 to 8 pass catchers. You know what I mean? And then what was the second point? Oh, tight end play. Yeah, I think AJ's on his way. I think he's fine.
Well, and I think we also talked a little bit, actually Isaiah mentioned this too as part of his answer, that tight end play doesn't necessarily have to be, hey, we're looking for 800 yards from A.J. Barner after doubling his total from his rookie season. It could be, hey, I'm looking for Seattle to be higher than 16th on third down conversion percentage.
Yeah.
And it didn't cost them.
Yeah.
They only had 3 losses and they won the Super Bowl. But maybe it's an area where you can grow, and it helps make up for deficits that naturally might come elsewhere.
Yeah, that's what you pointed out is tight ends in those moments can be bigger. And we'll see if Fleury uses them.
And last one here, this was not with us. It was Kevin Clark on ESPN saying the Seahawks are the most disrespected champion of his life.
Normally, I would laugh at a nobody believes in us, I have a chip on my shoulder gimmick from a Super Bowl champion. In this case, it is incredibly valid. The Seahawks are on the short list for most disrespected Super Bowl champions of my lifetime. I think the Eli Giants are on that list twice. I think that the Von Miller, Peyton Manning Broncos are on that list. But it feels like the day after the Super Bowl, we started a new conversation about everybody but the Seahawks.
He's absolutely right. And the way, what I really like about this is in mentioning the 2015 Von Miller-led best defense in the NFL Broncos, the reason that there was so much doubt is that it was Peyton Manning's kind of right off into the sunset moment. And critics were right. The Broncos didn't go back to the playoffs at all, much less a Super Bowl, for the next 8-9 years or so. But that was because they made a massive shift at quarterback. They had to figure it out. The Seahawks don't have the questions that Broncos team did.
You got your quarterback coming back. You have the offensive player of the year. You have a receiver returning, Rashid Shaheed, who I think is going to be great. We'll see what the run game looks like. Warren Sharp had them at, 31st? I think they'll make a jump. Just be mediocre in the run game. That's going to help Sam Darnold. You have a defensive line. Everyone's coming back minus Boye Mafe. You have a linebacker crew that's going to get better. Drake Thomas and Ernest.
So many pieces.
You have Spoon. You still have Nick Mawari. There's so many key pieces coming back that it's hard for me to believe in the disrespect. The fact that they're not being talked about and have all of these key pieces coming back is crazy to me. They talk as if there aren't any other teams in the league that loses pieces every year. Pick a team, Stacey. Name a team.
Eagles.
Lost some pieces this year. Every team goes through it. So, yeah, but I think they like operating this way.
Yeah, I agree. Do you know a woman who gives her all to the sports community, encourages diversity, and empowers those around her? Seattle Sports is partnering with the Seattle chapter of WISE. That stands for Women in Sports and Events. And together we want to recognize a woman in our community, and we need your help finding her. Nominations for the 4th Annual Women of Inspiration Award are open now until July 10th. The winner will receive a donation to the cause of their choice. Nominate an inspiring woman at WOISeattle.org before the deadline. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Seahawks got a B- offseason grade. You agree?
No. B-. The big issue was, according to ESPN, was letting Boye Mafe walk. Then walk. He's got more money. He went and got more money. But no, I would just give it a B. I think that when you're a Super Bowl champion, things like this are going to happen. Your team is, even if you're not a Super Bowl champion, your team is not going to be the exact same team that you bring back last year. Now you add that you are a champion. Everybody wants a piece of that. People wanted Kobe Bryant. They wanted Reek. They wanted Boye. They wanted, who else left? Ken Walker. This is just the cost of doing business. But I would give him a solid B. I don't understand the minus. According to the article, it was because of, it sounded like they said they chose Derek Hall over Boye Mafe.
Yes, that's what it said.
And that's not really what happened. It's just the contracts worked out better for the Seahawks by keeping Derek Hall and letting Boye walk. So, no, I would give them a solid B. I don't look at their offseason and feel like they let one get away. Because I understood why they didn't want to pay Ken Walker. I understood why they didn't want to give Reek, $14 million, $15 million a year. Everything that they did, every move that they made or didn't make, made complete sense to me. So, no, I give them a solid B.
Yeah, and you got to think about that new contract for JSN. You know what I mean? Like last year, you had that guy playing on his rookie deal still with Devin Witherspoon as well, who you're going to give a contract extension to. I really liked the way you worded it. We talked about it a bit off air yesterday with it's unfair to characterize it as choosing Derek Hall over Boye Mafe. Two great guys you drafted and developed. It's choosing one contract over the other. And it reminded me a bit of the ways that last year's trade of Geno Smith and of DK Metcalf and then signing up Cooper Kupp. It's like, it's so much more complicated than you brought in Cooper Kupp to replace DK. That's not actually what you did. Yeah. But sometimes how it's worded. Second down. What do you want to see from the U.S. men's national team Monday?
You have absolutely nothing to lose. I want them to come out with that tempo and intensity that they had against the team starts with a P.
Paraguay.
Yes, I want to see that intensity. Balungu is not going to play, obviously, in this tournament, for this game. Hopefully, you win the game and he can play the next game. But it's the wings. They got to attack him on the wings. There's going to be a lot of runs going up and down the sideline and crossing the ball and just put it in harm's way. When I was coming up, I played soccer. Our coaches tell us, look, just put the ball in front of the net. You put the ball in front of the net, good things are going to happen. He was an Englishman from Sussex, and he used to tell us, man, shoot as many times as you can, put the ball in harm's way, and good things are going to happen. Sometimes you just get lucky. The U.S. team has 2 own goals so far this year in back-to-back games, the first team to do it in X amount of years. But, yeah, just be aggressive. Be low-key reckless to start the game because that's when you set the tempo. And when you lose a guy like Balungu, there's going to be someone has to step up. We'll see what that is. Hopefully, I want to see Pepe. It's this young man. He's 23 years old. He started his career with the U.S. national team, and he was supposed to be the next big thing, kind of taking a step back the past couple of years. Let's see if he can do his thing.
Third down. Speaking of football, what about the women's game is better than the men?
Women do not flop. They don't flop. They don't roll around the ground. I see a guy gets his ankle stepped on. He's grabbing his knee. I see a guy get hit in the chest. He's grabbing his head. It is just so dramatic watching these dudes play. Like every foul requires surgery, it seems like, with these dudes. But you watch the women play. They just don't do that. I don't know what it is about them and how they play the game or their mental makeup to where they're not begging for calls like that. I love watching the women play. If you have not watched the U.S. national team play, the women, there's some dogs out there, man. Trinity Rodman, Dennis Rodman's daughter, is on the squad. Go Cougs. But no, it's an aggressive game with 10 times less flopping or no flopping at all. We were talking to Charlie and Mike in our transition, and Charlie and I were talking about that. It's just they don't flop. So men, take it off from the women. Stay on your feet. Unless it's a legit
my least favorite part of the game. And when broadcasters are like, rolling around in a lot of pain, you're like, I promise he's not in pain.
Yeah.
He's looking for a card right now. But I wonder if, I'd be curious to know if for the women, it's just you technically have to play a bit differently or you're looking for different things and they're just slightly different ways to get an advantage. Or I wonder if there's a little bit of like fighting against gender dynamics at play, knowing that like, I don't want to give people ammo. You know what I mean? Like you have to prove you're tough and prove you're strong in a way that's just assumed for male players. And so I don't know. I wonder how much of it is kind of like a conscious effort. So very interesting. I hate flopping too, though. It's so cringe that it's uncomfortable, and I think that you have to grow up with it to not feel uncomfortable watching it. It's still fun though. Go US. Fourth down.
Go US.
We were joined by the legendary Kenny Mayne. Anything stand out from the Kent native?
Yeah, a couple of things. He mentioned that there's enough talent in the world for the NBA to expand, and I agree 100%. I mean, you just look at how close teams play the U.S. when it comes to the Olympics now. It's not like 96 in Barcelona when Jordan was out there just killing fools. Or was it 92? It's a bit different. And also he said, this one really stood out to me. He said, like, the world is coming together despite a whole bunch of things, right? Like last night, I was just hanging out with Belgians. Could barely understand them. But we're going back and forth. Never met a Belgian before. So I'm going to take this opportunity to get to know him. Was walking around. I saw the tallest dudes from Senegal I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what they're doing in Senegal. I saw like 5'6" dudes just walking around town and stuff. And I'm having conversations with them. So I think it's cool that despite all the nonsense that's going on in the World Cup is bringing people together. And it's been fun to be a part of that downtown.
Are the Mariners going to be back in first place by Monday? Hype Train coming your way next.
Seattle Sports, home of Brock and Salk, morning 6 to 10.
Can we please stop crowning the Rams already? The season hasn't even begun yet. I think it ignores a whole bunch of stuff. We've seen teams try to put together these super teams before. I can't come up with the last time it actually worked. And oh, by the way, I've talked about this a bunch. They didn't add Myles Garrett. They upgraded to Myles Garrett. They lost a guy in Jared Verse who was also a very good player.
Watch live or later on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More fast internet speed.
He's got the gigs to go big, bring him the games.
Right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop, his quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service, and speed in select locations only.
It's summertime and the living is easy. If you're like me, you're spending nights on the patio listening to the game and enjoying what makes our area so beautiful. Dave Wyman here, and I have just the offer for you to get the most out of your outdoor living space. $500 off each window, $750 off patio and entry doors, and $200 off the final project. I've loved working with Harley Exteriors. They're a local company right here in Bothell, down-to-earth people who enjoy the same things we all do, rooting on our local teams and doing the best job we possibly can day in and day out. Use Harley Exteriors to complete your home space and receive 12 or 18-month promotional financing.
Qualified buyers only. Subject to credit approval and lender terms. Minimum purchase of 4 qualifying windows required. Windows must be 36 by 36 inches or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to approved credit. Offers cannot be combined with other promotions. Offer expires July 31st, 2026.
Go to HarleyExteriors.com.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And right now, new mattresses start at $1,500 during our 4th of July sale. Plus, get a free base with select mattress purchases. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's renter's insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the 4 walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Hey, I'm not one to say I told you so, but do you remember last year when I told you that Pure Talk was hands down the best wireless company that I'd ever used? Well, some of you were skeptical, but Consumer Reports just asked 120,000 people to rate every wireless company in America, including the big boys. Well, guess which company was the only company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. Coverage, support, value, data. 5 stars across the board. No service contracts, no cancellation fees, just great U.S. customer service on a crazy fast 5G network for a fraction of what you've been paying. I'm not going to say I told you so, but I will encourage you one more time to dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to a 5-star American wireless company that won't let you down. Pure Talk.
Mariners and Angels tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found tax relief advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-2578. 800-488-2578. That's 800-488-2578.
Come join Cascade Machinery and Electric, where your skills really matter. Family owned in the Pacific Northwest industrial equipment leader for over 100 years. They're hiring manual and job shop machinists in Seattle and Spokane. If you're a skilled machinist at any level that takes pride in your craft, come join the Cascade Machinery and Electric team. Visit cascade-machinery.com/careers and apply today. Cascade Machinery and Electric, powering the Pacific Northwest since 1918.
Long days call for lots of golf. Hey, it's Graz here, encouraging you to book a tee time between 5 a.m. and 8 p.m. at your local premier course, like Bellevue, Bill Wright, Cedar Crest, Inner Bay, Jackson Park, Lake Padden, Legion Memorial, Linwood, and Walter Hall. In Western Washington, you know you're never far from a premier course. It accommodates all skill levels, and with affordable rates, you can book a tee time and truly enjoy the summer. If you're not in the mood for walking, play Top Tracer at the range at Inner Bay, Bill Wright, and Jackson Park. Play the courses. Play Premier.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
What I need to know coming up in 15 minutes. Get those questions in. Sports, non-sports, doesn't matter. Text it now. 866-979-3776. Taking your questions. Right now, let's head to the station for Hype Train. So I was corrected by a listener. My mistake. The Mariners are tied for first place. I completely forgot that the Rangers actually played yesterday and the Mariners didn't. So they are tied for first place. This is your first
What'd
Hype
you
Train.
say? Sole possession?
Well, I said that they'll be in first place, but now I want to. The Mariners are going to be all alone in first place by Monday.
Okay.
Well, I mean, technically, them being tied is still like, hey, they might not be in first place coming Monday.
Totally. And the Rangers are playing the Tigers.
Tigres.
In Detroit or in Texas?
In Texas.
You mean the Lions?
The Lions. So, Globe Life. Is it still Globe Life? Easier opponent. Well, yeah. I was deciding. I mean, both teams have really underperformed. Both fan bases, Tigers and Blue Jays, are massively disappointed this year, but I think Seattle has kind of a tougher one. Both Rangers and Seattle, though, hosting these opponents. Mariners alone in first place by Monday.
All by myself.
Do wanna be.
Exactly. Mariners, I'm on that train, baby. Let's go. It's time to go on that run. That's won 6 in a row. You heard it here.
Mariners will be all alone in first place by Monday. They and the Rangers are tied. Rangers hosting the Tigers, Mariners hosting the Blue Jays. Curtis.
They're going to be like the final scene of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
Just all alone.
Oh.
In first place.
Yeah.
In the American League West. We're boarding this train.
Let's go.
For sure.
Oh, wow. Just answering for Stacy.
The confidence. What if I said no? What if I said absolutely
You're
not?
not going to because Bump and I are already on the train. You're never going to be left alone.
I can board a train by myself.
You don't want to be left alone.
That's not true. I can be by myself.
No, I've traveled with Stacy. I have to put a little balloon on her backpack.
That is true. No,
Stacy, were you a leash child?
No, I wasn't. I was not a leash child. They didn't really have that when I was a kid, but I think now I would be. And I'm not proud of that. Can I sit with you guys?
Sure you can.
Great. I'm boarding this one as well. Next train into the station. Happy 4th of July weekend. You know what that means. Joey Chestnut in the hot dog eating contest surpasses his 2025
Did you go
hot
to
dog
jail
total.
recently?
for
got like arrested for something?
For
It was like
assault,
a bar
I think.
fight?
He got in a fight, yeah.
Yeah.
It's assault, brother.
hot dog total 70.5 last year, surpasses it.
70.5.
70.5.
Yeah, why not, man? It's the 250th year of this this nation, and he's gonna get her done. Let's get him on this train.
10 minutes to consume more than 70.5. Curtis, you think Joey Chestnut does it?
You know how they do the big intro every year, like where they say just the most outlandish stuff about each contestant prior to them getting on stage? I think what should happen is Joey Chestnut rolls up in the back of a paddy wagon, cuffed, and then they uncuff him while Many Men is playing in the background.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And 70.5 is what he needs to beat from last year.
Yep.
71 going down the gullet.
Let's
We're
go.
boarding this train.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm boarding this train too. And because, I'm a numbers person, I had to look it up. That's not actually 70.5, excuse me, is not Joey's record. It's 76. If you did it once.
God.
You know what I mean?
76 dogs.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm
10
saying.
minutes?
That's
I don't
crazy.
think I've eaten 76 hot dogs over the last 2 years.
I think he can do it. I believe in him. Next up. A scandalous, a controversial red card keeps Seattle's top star striker, I'm stumbling over my words, Flo, and there's a proper way to say his name. Balungun, out of this upcoming match against Belgium. This is not about the match. It's rather a look at the red card. The red card was, if you're being honest with yourself, fair. This is tough.
All right, so if we're just talking about the rule, it's a red card.
Okay.
It's a red card. But if we're talking about intent, there was nothing malice about that play. He was trying to make a play on the ball. But if you're going to use VAR, you're going to slow it down. VAR sees the ankle bend. Yeah, it's probably a red card. But that's why you let humans take over. You know, you don't just let the computer do its thing. You know what's killing me about VAR too? There are some offsides. Like Iran probably should have won their game. Like dude was offsides by a toe. In real, like the human eye is not seeing that. To me, he's onside. So VAR has been good and bad at the same time. That probably was a red card according to the rule, but in reality, no. So
Yeah.
I'm not on this train.
Feels like the equivalent of a strike that's like this.
Yeah.
You're like, come on.
Yeah.
That guy had a great eye.
I'm not on that train.
Flo Balungun's red card was fair, Curtis.
Hell no. No, it wasn't fair because I'm rooting for Team USA. It was such incidental contact. There was no malice in his step on the defender. Like, no, it was just blown way out of proportion.
Yeah.
I think it's lame. And if the United States doesn't advance against Belgium, we have the refs to blame, which is an American pastime like no other.
Exactly. We're really good at it. In fact,
Yeah.
I'll do you one better. Not only am I boarding this train.
Oh,
I'll
that
take
it was
further.
fair?
No, sorry. I'm not boarding this train.
Okay.
Not only am I not boarding this train, but I'm taking it a step further. I think it's a conspiracy theory.
It goes all the way to the top.
All the way to the top. I think in no planet do these refs want the U.S. team to advance. Sometimes we aren't the most popular nation. You know what I mean?
You don't say.
And I think this is being done on purpose.
You're saying your reputation precedes us?
Anti-American to make us lose. But we will overcome. And still I rise.
We shall
Next up.
over.
I almost had one that said 4th of July is overrated, and I was like, that's the worst vibe heading into 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, wow.
Don't do
We
that,
get a
Stacey.
3-day weekend,
I know.
too.
So instead, I'll say this. Fireworks are a little overrated.
There was a time in my mid-20s to early 30s where I was all about that. I'm going to Boom City, and I'm dropping like $300, and I'm blowing up the block. And then there are a couple 4th of Julys where a firework fell over, and you have 30 of my relatives running for their lives. And I said, you know what, guys?
This isn't worth it.
I think we're
This
done
isn't
with
worth
this. So was it fireworks overrated?
Yeah.
They're overrated if I'm doing it, but I like watching people do it.
You have to pick a side.
No, they're not overrated.
Okay.
'Cause we blow things up here.
Okay.
All right. It's America.
America.
Probably shouldn't have said that.
Fireworks are overrated. Bump's not boarding this one. Likes fireworks as long as he's not setting them off. Curtis.
As somebody that lives within earshot of the Muckleshoot Casino this time of year, fireworks are absolutely 100% the most overrated thing on planet Earth. We are boarding this train. I've never boarded a train with more assurance than I am right now. And I was like Bump as a youth. I loved blowing things up.
Yeah.
You'd hold a Roman candle in your own hand.
Yeah.
And shoot it at your friends.
Oh, I was thinking of sparklers.
Oh. No.
I used to love them when I was little. I loved fireworks. 4th of July was one of my favorite holidays. It's just changed as I've gotten older. Also, anyone with dogs. It's just, I don't mean to sound like super lame, but no, I just don't. It doesn't do anything for me. It's loud. I get annoyed yelling at teenagers when they're setting them off July 6th. It's been 2 days. Stop it.
Yeah. Once the 4th hits, you're done with fireworks.
No, I give them until Sunday.
No.
No.
Give them until Sunday.
No.
You guys, who's 40 over here? Who's the old head here? It sounds like y'all the old heads.
Next up, who wrote this? Curtis, did you write this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Stacy will bring a Caesar salad to her 4th of July barbecue.
I take it back. This is the one I'm most sure of in boarding. We're boarding this train.
You know why she's not bringing it? Because she ain't going nowhere. She's going to be in the house
No, that's
with
not
Dookie
true.
watching. Does he like to watch TV?
Oh, he loves it.
What does he like to watch?
We watch a lot of Bravo, Real Housewives, stuff like that.
Does he really watch? He's locked in?
No.
We don't have
No.
this in Australia.
Oh, why?
No.
No, he doesn't really watch.
Or no.
But he does love laying on the couch.
Yeah.
And I
while
let him
you
because I'm a
watch it.
pushover. Yeah.
I know you started with all these rules. He's not getting me on the couch. He's not getting me in the bed.
Yeah, but it's different. He's different. He's special. He's very clean.
Do you kiss him on the mouth?
No, that's that I won't do. No, that's really gross. No, it's
that's
not.
a very white person
No,
thing
I'm
to
not
do.
going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And I've never done that before.
You know
and
what?
That I do think is a
you
little
kiss
too
him
far.
on the mouth, then I need you to put a little fade in the back of your hair and have the real white lady haircut.
Karen.
I'm not going to let my dog kiss me on the mouth. That's too much. I will let him lay on the couch with me. We just like to cuddle.
Guarantee in 3 years,
That's not.
you'll be kissing him in the mouth.
Absolutely not. I'm not going to change my mind about that. Are you boarding this train or not?
I forgot what it was.
Great. You're
Oh, no, I'm not boarding because she ain't going nowhere. She's going to be in there with Lukey.
God. These are so rude. Someone texted in what I need to know. Stacy, would you help a prince out here in Bremerton? Just need $500 in Apple Pay cards. Then I'll send back 10 times for your investment. Also, you do work tomorrow. I hate you guys. What I need to know coming up next, 866-979-3776. Send your questions now.
Seattle Sports, home of Brock and Salk, morning 6 to 10.
Can we please stop crowning the Rams already? The season hasn't even begun yet. I think it ignores a whole bunch of stuff. We've seen teams try to put together these super teams before. I can't come up with the last time it actually worked. And oh, by the way, I've talked about this a bunch. They didn't add Myles Garrett. They upgraded to Myles Garrett. They lost a guy in Jared Verse who was also a very good player.
Watch live or later on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And summer in Western Washington, you know it means trips to the beach, summer barbecues, little golf, that vacation maybe you've been looking forward to. Well, when you take those pictures this summer, don't you want to look and feel your very best? Eastside Weight Loss Clinic can help, and trust me, you can do this so fast. I lost 15 pounds just in the first 2 weeks, 35 pounds after 8 weeks. How about that? There's time, so what are you waiting for? Schedule a 15-minute, no-obligation consultation right now at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Here's what to expect. Safe, healthy, sustainable weight loss, no exercise, no pills, no injections, no surgery. You're eating all real food that you buy at the grocery store. You will lose weight and you will look and feel your very best. That feeling, it's just on the other end of your 15-minute consult. What's the secret? You'll find out in only 15 minutes with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Schedule your quick intro today at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Explore the American supercar and British motorcycle exhibits at Mayne, America's Car Museum. Coming up in July, First Responders Appreciation Day, drive-in movie night, cars and coffee, cruise-in, and more. Dates and tickets at americascarmuseum.org.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Do you know a woman making a difference in Seattle's sports and events community? Someone who leads with purpose, mentors others, champions inclusion, and inspires those around her to be their best? Why Seattle and Seattle Sports want to celebrate her. Nominations are now open for the 2026 Women of Inspiration Award, recognizing an outstanding woman whose impact is helping shape the future of sports and events in our region. Submit your nomination today at woiseattle.org. Nominations close July 10th.
Mariners and Angels tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-572-3344. That's 800-572-3344.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for what I need to know. 866-979-3776. What I need to know. So this person asked what sport we think we could be most successful of as a head coach. I think, though, I might change it up just a little bit to what I think is like a fun twist. What sport and all of them are going to be difficult. This isn't to belittle anyone's jobs. They're all harder than everyone thinks. What sport do you think the average person, if thrown into it, could do the best job coaching? And I'm talking sports fan, like someone that's, you're not throwing up someone who knows nothing about sports, but just like think of your friend Tom from Puyallup. You get to pick a league where he gets to be a head coach, and it's like, I think that he's got his best shot. Or just like a sport, yeah. You could say college football, for instance, if it's specific.
It ain't football, that's for sure. Probably, no disrespect to the sport, but I would say like hockey, because the players just kind of do their own thing. You have like strategy and you have philosophy and stuff, but you're just changing lines and they're out there doing their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably hockey.
God. So I would go baseball, and then I would quietly just ask everyone else in the dugout.
Actually, that might be
I feel like
because
hockey
you're
would be
with
tough,
other people.
Because in baseball, you're not drawing up X's and O's.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, almost every other sport you are.
My answer might be baseball.
I think it might be baseball.
It might be baseball.
It's not easy, but like if you made me manager for a day of the Dodgers, I don't think we'd lose by that much.
Right. Like I said, Dave Roberts has already surpassed 1,000 career wins in his managerial career. And like, would he have 1,000 career wins if he were managing the
the
Rockies?
No way. Absolutely not. Yeah. Yeah, I think a great baseball team with a really high payroll, a bunch of all-stars. I think the average person, they would not be good at it. These jobs are so much harder than people realize. But for one game, you just drop me in and it's just like try not to go totally off the rails. Because I would ask everyone around me.
A couple people texted in saying being a tennis coach. Yeah, I mean, that would be pretty easy.
Yeah, I'd be like, hit the ball.
You can't even coach.
Run harder.
Yeah.
You can't coach until you just sit there and say, yeah, good job.
Yeah, I could do that.
Swim coach, that'd be another one.
Yeah, let's go.
Swim harder.
Yeah.
Swim harder.
866-979-3776. From your Seattle sports Bama boy Harley, CBS analyst Brian DeArdo thinks Najee Harris would fit with the Seahawks running back room to be a veteran for a rookie like Jadarian Price. You agree?
Yeah, I wanted Najee. He's got coming off an injury though, I believe, with ACL or Achilles, something like that.
I'm not even sure.
But no, initially I wanted Najee in this RB room.
Do you think they'll continue to add anyone at all?
At running back?
Yeah. And obviously not to compete for starting time, but maybe to round out the room.
It all depends on Zach Charbonnet and Kenny McIntosh's health.
Well, and I think that latter one, like all of us know that Zach Charbonnet is coming back from a torn ACL. I don't know how many people truly expect, like he's going to be ready to go week one. That's the expectation. Kenny McIntosh is tricky. He missed all of last season, and I think we just were throwing him into this group of interesting but inexperienced running backs that you have to pull from. But the team has also been not particularly clear about his timeline either. So I feel like we're counting something that we aren't sure about yet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering. 866-979-3776.
Mariners lineup's out.
Oh, what?
Luke Raley's back.
Oh, hey.
Good to see.
You want to read it off?
JP batting leadoff, playing third. Julio in center. Dom Canzone batting third, DHing. Randy in left. Naylor at first. Cal batting sixth tonight, catching. Raley in right. Cole Young at second. Cole Emerson at short.
Like it. Cool with it. Do you guys prefer someone other than JP as leadoff? I really don't mind him there, but I know some people are interested in Randy.
As of right now, I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
Me too.
I'm good with it.
Yeah. 866-979-3776. Would you rather sleep with no blanket or no pillow, no loopholes?
No blanket. A million%. No pillow, my neck would be stiff.
I can sleep in sweatpants and a hoodie. Be fine.
No loopholes.
I mean, no loopholes.
You're going to be a little cold. You're either a little cold.
Sometimes in the summer, it gets so hot where I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I need a pillow. Need it.
Yeah, pillow. I'm just cold all the time, so I automatically wanted to be a contrarian, but I think that's objectively the correct answer if you're. What I need to know, you're John Schneider. You can trade for any player you want for free. Don't ask how or why.
For free.
Who do you trade for? One player.
Bijan Robinson.
Any player. Bijan Robinson. Oh, so you don't believe in the running back room?
No, I just know that he's going to get it done. I just know.
Curtis, what about you? Any player in the league.
Anyone.
And you get them for free.
Free.
It could be anyone you want.
That's mine. I would take.
I already have my answer.
I mean, I'd take Myles Garrett.
Oh,
so the Rams
mine.
don't have him.
I was going to say 2 birds, 1 stone. You add to your own edge rusher group. And also, hey, what now? You got rid of Jared Verse and you don't have Myles Garrett?
There we go.
That's a bummer. That would be
You've played yourself.
You played yourself. What I need to know, what pitcher do the Mariners trade? I mean, if they're able to, is kind of how it starts. But we've been talking all year about how Castillo's just has the worst numbers. It's the toughest contract to move, though. And you got to find the right partner. But I don't know, that's where I would go, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I hate talking about this, but yeah, Castillo.
866-979-3776. What I need to know. When talking sports for hours and hours, is it difficult switching gears from talking football to talking baseball? Threw in a punch here. From talking about a winner to talking about a struggling team.
Nah, it's not.
Just get used to it.
Yeah, well, and I think, I don't know about you guys. I'm assuming this is true. Talking about a struggling team is frustrating, but also really interesting. And so I think that sometimes cross-sport comparisons help you learn more. And it makes you accountable to certain things. If I sit here pounding the table for the Mariners to be aggressive and trade, well, then I can't be super hypocritical when John Schneider makes a trade and it doesn't work out. So it kind of keeps you accountable to what you're calling on from your teams. So.
Were you that kid that rose their hand and said, "Are you going to collect the homework?"
No.
You just gave me that vibe right now.
What?
I don't know what it was about what you just
That's
said.
I didn't even say anything.
I
You
don't know.
definitely meant that derogatory.
No, it's just, you seem
That's
like
wild.
you raised your hand and be like, "You going to collect the homework?"
No,
you never
I did not.
that?
No, I didn't. Well, I'll tell you what I did. I waited for the substitute teacher to mispronounce my name as Stacy Roast, and then I very self-righteously corrected them.
I can see that,
I
too.
couldn't wait for it. I couldn't wait. I was like, God, I hope they say roast. I hope they do.
Every time they said it.
Yeah,
every time.
Every time.
I called you roast for 3 months.
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
A lot of people do. Wyman and Bob coming up next.
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
How do we assess this Mariner team? What do we do? The main guys that you need to carry the water here, Cal, bad first half, okay? Julio has struggled of late. Donovan has been a non-factor. Naylor hasn't had a good year. I mean, that's the explanation. If this team's going to get back to where they were last year. And they can still do it. The fixes are there.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Get ready to rock. It's Hoobastank, delivering their high-energy sounds at Muckleshoot Casino Resort on Friday, July 31st at 8 p.m. Along with Eve 6. It's two incredible bands on one unforgettable night. Hoobastank and Eve 6 at Muckleshoot Casino Resort on July 31st. Get your tickets now at muckleshootcasino.com.
Ooh, that face. Quantum fiber internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Hey, Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of the video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Dave Wyman joined by another Swedish CyberKnife patient to offer a glowing endorsement of their prostate cancer treatment. Tim Hunter, a lifelong local radio host, underwent Swedish CyberKnife treatment for prostate cancer. How did you hear about Swedish CyberKnife?
Well, it was this familiar sounding voice on the radio telling me about it, and so I thought I'd investigate that. Everything I heard was what I wanted to hear, and so I reached out.
What's it like to go through the CyberKnife treatment?
You do a 5-day-in-a-row stint. You go to the Swedish hospital. They say set aside 45 minutes for each treatment. It's really only about 35 minutes of that little robotic arm dancing around you. There's no pain involved. It's just a matter of listening to music in headphones and trying your best not to move.
Looking back on your Swedish CyberKnife experience, what stood out?
It was too easy. It was just too easy. I went through it and I just went, that's it?
Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife. Swedish.org/CyberKnifeProstate.
CyberKnife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. For the Puget Sound, that means local service including burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and custom security designed to work with business operations. Bay Alarm has real people rooted in your community looking out for your business. After 8 decades and 3 generations of family ownership, our promise is still the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change presents Wisdom from the Road.
Summer means wide open spaces and a whole lot of extra miles. The last place you want your engine to give out is halfway to nowhere. Out here, low oil or a weak battery is just an ambush waiting to happen. That's why every oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change includes an 18-point maintenance check. These techs are trained to help spot issues early and keep you riding easy.